We are live. No, just quiet.
Oh, what?
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
I
Intro.
did. Well,
Intro
then why
right
you doing
here.
that?
Because clearly my phone's passed out.
Oh, God.
So
you're crazy.
yes, this is what happened. So yes, beautiful Outlander over there. So
Yeah.
my camera just messed up. So yeah, intro it. That's your first time. Let's do
Oh, I
it.
guess, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to B.o.P episode 24. Sorry we missed last week due to some technical difficulties. We wasn't able to make it last week, and now this week we're gonna make it up for the past 2 weeks of information going on.
Jam-packed news, baby. I am back. The actual app works finally, and great. Our delay was because Streamlabs OBS integrated TikTok. And unfortunately, it didn't work on my end as requested. Hence why I was a little bit late. But anywho, B.o.P Gaming, it is Killer Whisk and the sexy man here that was caught off guard for the intro. It is outlandish.
Yeah. Outlandish.
Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok is where we are live. Currently on TikTok, the Ratchet way on the iPad, because that's what we do. But we're going to make sure everything's integrated. We sent a little submission, so we should be good, hopefully. But yes, follow, subscribe, check it out. This week's going to be jam-packed.
Yeah, because we missed last week.
Not even just missed last week.
Yeah.
Last week was kind of light. This week is just
Well,
every day was something hot.
That's because our first topic, Gamescom, happened this week.
Yep, and let's pull it up right here. Get
Which
right
is pretty
into
much,
it.
Which is pretty much Europe's E3.
It
That's
is
what
Europe's
is.
E3, huh? Because I never knew where it was, and I knew that
It's in Germany.
Germany.
And it was all digital because, with the whole COVID situation. Originally, they were going to do like a live / internet thing, but they decided to go full internet because there's another thing.
Yeah,
going
why
on
not,
here.
right?
So it's like, okay. So they decided the thing. So we'll first start off with Xbox because they kind of had a pre-Gamescom type of thing, which they did the day before Gamescom. Where
They had their own.
showcase,
Yep.
Which
I forgot to get the image there. So
nothing
we're just
too
going to
mu-
combine
not-
both.
Not too much happened to do it. That's why I didn't want to say it. But I know there was a couple of things that they said on that one. One of the most important thing was cloud gaming will be coming to Xbox Series X and Xbox One starting this holiday.
Now, here's the thing. Let me speak on that because
Yeah.
I was actually confused. And the reason why I was confused is because you would think you already have the Game Pass, you automatically would be streaming these games from day one. And I've learned that that wasn't the case.
No,
you had
it
to
was-
actually download the games and play them.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew that. I knew you had to download.
But I'm thinking if Game Pass has been out for a while and obviously competing with a PlayStation Now, you would think that would be automatic, but
Well,
it
they
wasn't.
probably had to figure the kinks out, so because there's probably a process behind it. They didn't want to make it full stream without downloading it, so
And
they finally figured it out.
Like more of
so
a
that's
back
why.
end, yeah. And
That's why.
I think it's mainly because they had to work their magic for having the graphics.
Be as optimized as possible. for
Yeah.
not
Which
downloading.
just recently they've had their back servers be equipped to run like an Xbox Series X. So now to bring it out to all consoles, it gives it's great because again, I was confused when it happened. I was like, but I thought they always had it. And then it came with the download. I said, okay, because I have PlayStation Now, you stream it or you download. That was always an option up front. Wasn't like download and 6 months in it's streaming. It was just you could stream it or you could download it. They actually wanted you to download it so you can get everything, download everything, and get all the equipped DLC, whatever the case. But now with Xbox saying that, I'm like, okay, that's not really a big a deal. But then looking at the replies and seeing it, because I'm stuck to that issue. And now they told me that the biggest one is you can play Xbox Series X games, stream it
your
on an Xbox One.
Exactly. It's all
And
streaming.
that's cool.
That is really cool. They said it's gonna work for over 100 games.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will probably add more once because I think they have to test each of them to make sure it works on the service, which makes sense. So right now it's gonna be over 100 games, and that was one of the things they announced. They did a new look on Dying Light 2, which is the sequel to the original Dying Light, which
Yeah.
is pretty much action game, has zombies in it, and you're running around like your parkour type of thing.
Okay.
Looks really cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming out in December. They also showed a little Forza Horizon 5. They showed gameplay of it, 8 minutes of the gameplay of it, and obviously, gorgeous. It's Forza, it's always going to look gorgeous. Love how it honestly, I love how it looks and I love how seamless it plays out. I'm just not really into racing like that, but for people who
It does
are,
look damn good.
it looks damn good. And they also announced that Forza Horizon 5 is going to have a special limited edition controller.
Which I don't know if I can bring it up here.
Which is it's like transparent yellow with pink and blue like graffiti splatter type of paint like on the controller and the little buttons, the Xbox, X A what's the things on the Xbox? Is it X A Y something?
Yeah.
Those
YXAB
are also pink and blue. So it looks actually kind of cool looking. When I first saw it, I was thinking like it's very kind of, it reminded me, with the whole graffiti thing, I reminded me of Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Then as soon as I saw that, I'm not sure if I like the yellow too much, the transparent yellow. It looks kind of weird. But I will say I do like the whole pink and blue like graffiti type of thing on it. Like, I don't know if you're looking at it right now, but I actually like how that looks.
Yeah.
So I personally looks pretty cool. And then
See what I think about with the controller before you move on. The controller, I was told that you can actually create your own controllers.
Well,
don't they have a?
they have their own it's like a lot of money though. But yeah, I think you can customize your own controller. The Elite controllers, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was the Elite controller, which obviously is a lot more money.
Yeah, because I was thinking with the artwork, that would have been great. Imagine the B.o.P one, a little black with the little buttons, and the buttons would be the controller.
But yeah, like I said, it was cool, but I'm not the biggest fan of how the yellow looks.
Yeah.
It's a transparent yellow. It looks. Remember those what do you call Mad Catz controllers?
Yep.
Off-brand third.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that color, and I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I would say it's very unique.
Yeah, I would say it's unique. I will definitely say that. And like I said, I do like the blue and the pink on it. I do like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, that yellow. If it was
yellow was cool, especially for a controller. Yellow was cool, man. Don't hate on that yellow.
No, I like yellow, but it's a transparent yellow. It looks kind of weird. It kind of looks like pea yellow.
I don't know. Well, if they can have a Toyota truck that looks like baby poop, you can deal with a pea yellow.
With that either.
Yeah. Probably not. Switch it so you can converse. I think some people's in there chilling.
So pretty much. And then another thing they announced during the Xbox thing was State of Decay 2 Homecoming update, which is coming out September 1st, so around the corner. So it's actually pretty cool that
a few days.
And with this, another thing came shocking with this is they had no Halo, no information on Halo or anything on this, on the Xbox showcase.
Well, because they saved it for the best one.
Well, that's what we're gonna get to right now.
Yep.
So now, the first day, of course, Jeff Keighley started. It was a 2-hour thing.
Yes, sir. Shouts out to Jeff Keighley.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting much. I was just watching.
I was expecting a bit of news.
I honestly wasn't. I thought they were it's not going to be that big of a deal. And I was watching because I was like, what's my day off? Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was on my day off.
Yeah, I'm glad it was your day off because I was riding down seeing it. Oh, snap, you're going to watch it, but I couldn't.
It was on my day off. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. I was going to skip it because I thought it would be nothing, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it.
Oh, no.
It was a 2-hour thing and I watched it. Okay. It had some pretty decent stuff that I was actually pretty excited for. The first one they announced, they started off the show with that, which the rumored, which we did talk about before, they're doing a reboot of the Saints Row series. They showed off a trailer, which the typical game trailer type of thing.
Yeah.
No gameplay yet, just getting to know the characters. It seems like it's gonna be like the crazy stuff, but it's not going to be as crazy as all the other. Because Saints Row gets crazy, especially the fourth one. It got crazy.
And that's what I'm thinking. Because of GTA and its success, I wish Saints Row came out sooner. Because it seems like now people are so comfortable with GTA, they're not really going to dive into Saints Row unless Saints Row could top it off.
But Saints Row did well. The fourth one did very well.
Absolutely.
Because it went bonkers.
Yes.
And
so they're trying to.
That.
Well, when's the last time? So how long was that ago?
Came out during the PS3, so.
Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's years,
14,
bro.
maybe?
That's years.
Yeah.
You gave GTA some room to be serious and then be wacky.
Remember,
Saints Row was always wacky before it's serious.
GTA 5 didn't came out on PS3. Remember that?
Yeah.
It came out years ago too.
Yeah. And now look. But see, if Saints Row kept it moving, If Saints Row kept it going, it would have been
But
straight.
like I said, I'm still gonna give it a hype because it still looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then after they showed that they,
I feel it's gonna get lost.
then
Unfortunately.
the creator came out, and then she was explaining about some of the things. It was like one of the actors who played one of the characters in the game, and then they showed some gameplay. It was very quick gameplay, but the gameplay looked decent. We'll see how it is. It is coming out in February 25th. No, 22nd. Comes out February 22nd. Yeah, 22nd.
Yeah.
Which is my birthday, which is hilarious.
That's awesome.
And coming out next year, obviously. So yeah, it actually looked, decent, looked interesting. We'll see how it is. And it's coming out for all the major consoles. Now, this game, which kind of shocked me, because I was not expecting it, was a game called Marvel Midnight Sun.
B.o.P, baby. Huh?
Marvel Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun, yep.
Yeah, this literally came out of nowhere. I was not expecting this at all.
So I can converse.
So pretty much what this game is by the same makers who did XCOM, Firaxis.
Okay.
Who, XCOM is the tactical
Yeah.
RPG
Yep.
type
So
of
it's
game.
like a more of a strategy.
So this one's going to be a tactical RPG Marvel game. And the trailer they were showing, they were using characters that are not normally in Marvel games. They're still Marvel characters, but you don't see them off. They had Ghost Rider, they had Wolverine,
Yep.
and they had like this new character, which she's going to be basically what you're going to create, because you're able to create your character like how you want it to be. That's going to be the main character, is you pretty much. And yeah, they didn't show too much because it's still very new. It's coming out March of next year for all the major systems, obviously. And I was actually pretty shocked about it. I was like, okay, was not expecting this.
At least it has something that's unexpected.
Yeah, it's a Marvel game that's going to be a tactical RPG type of thing, like similar to XCOM.
Yep.
And we know how XCOM is. And XCOM has its huge fans, so
Fan base now mixing in with Marvel.
I know.
Why not?
We'll see how it works. Like I said, it was. And then they started getting into the Call of Duty Vanguard single player gameplay. Mm-hmm. Which the first thing I want to talk about is. It's going to spice in with another thing anyway. Mm. So the trailer they showed last week, right?
Well, the leaked trailer before they showed it off in Warzone on Thursday.
Yeah, so they showed off a trailer.
Yep.
And you know what's so funny? What was missing from the trailer?
Some Hawkeyes out there, they caught it.
Yeah, it was funny, and I was laughing because I was like, I didn't notice it at first. I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, it's whatever. I wasn't happy about it, but it's whatever. And then all of a sudden, I didn't notice it until someone leaked it out. I was like, oh, you don't see Activision anywhere.
You don't see no Activision logo
in that trailer.
at all. I wonder why.
And they usually all over the trailer.
I wonder why, guys.
And they usually all over the trailer.
Because they want to put their name out there. Oh, I wonder why. If the TikTok family doesn't know, and if everybody's not in the loop, it's because of this lawsuit that's been going back and forth with California and their employees. So they ain't trying to have a highly anticipated game to have that type of energy and putting their logo on there. But they said that, we just did it, so we want to have the credits of the developers to understand that they're grinding versus acting. That's a whole lie. That's a whole lie.
Bull.
You a whole. That is super whack.
They did it because they know if they could try to hide it as much as they can, people will forget what they did because the new Call of Duty's coming out. Yay! Woo! It's like.
But once they put the Activision on there, they go, oh no, I remember them. I don't like it.
Exactly.
So for them, and they try to pedal back and spit another reason why.
Like Sledgehammer did this.
Stupid.
Sledgehammer, right?
Sledgehammer games.
Sledgehammer did this. Don't worry about the Activision. Sledgehammer. They were pretty much like focusing on that.
Sledgehammer. But see, I will say, those that have a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 has access to the alpha, and you play Champion Hill. I had the pleasure to, because we are PlayStation 5 owners, you know what I mean? We played it, and there was only one mode called Champion Hill, which is a brand new one. It actually was pretty great. It's pretty cool. I was just playing. I didn't have my friends with me. I didn't pair up. I just played, and then I worked with somebody that was not familiar with it. We played it. We lost clearly, and then we got somebody else. Somebody else actually, we did good, and then we stuck together. We played a good 4 or 5 games because that's how communities work. Not everybody is just an a-hole in the game. Okay, so I worked with somebody. Sounds like from New York. I'll tell you that. And we played, and we're just going in 4 or 5 games. It was great. Mm-hmm. So far that Champion Hill playlist, that's good.
But still, Activision is sus.
Yeah, suspect the fact that you guys don't want to go ahead and put your logo on there. I wonder why.
Now, anyway,
yeah,
anywho.
Yeah.
So they focused on the single player gameplay of Paulina, which is one of the characters you'll be playing as. And I'm not gonna deny it. It looked gorgeous. It did. Like they showed all the gameplay, like the typical one player, the typical campaign gameplay, which I'm sure you'll play once you.
Call of Duty?
Are you not? Oh, okay. Whatever.
I get impatient once I start losing like 3 or 4 times. Like I'm just playing multiplayer.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just gonna go actually get
But
kills.
I will say it does look decent. It looks good and all that. So, but yeah, they would show focusing on that, and that's gonna be coming out obviously November 5th. So we'll be seeing.
Oh,
that.
that's funny. I didn't know the date.
Oh,
Great.
November 5th. Yeah.
Breaking news.
So
I didn't know.
And
Me,
then
at least.
right after this, here's where Halo Infinite made its
Oh.
premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll be talking. Now, first, I want to talk about something first before I talk about the other thing. First thing is they're going to be released this year. Well, I'll give the day after I say my piece on one thing.
Well,
But
if you guys don't know, you know it, but we're gonna save it for us.
pretty
here.
much, it's not. It's only going to have multiplayer and single player without the co-op.
If you are a Halo fan
Co-op
and you
is-
rock,
Oh my god, that's why I was like, I don't get it.
if you rocked with Halo since day 1,
Oh.
then you went with 2. There's a history behind this. You got me messed up because I haven't played Halo 4 and after, so I'm lost with the Halo world.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: that was my first game title I purchased that I thought it was whack for the first
Yeah, for the
30
original-
minutes
I remember
for the
the
original
original
Xbox,
Xbox, yeah, I remember
and co-op was popping.
Well, that's the thing. People were
And-
playing Halo for the
Yes,
co-op.
for the co-op. And then the Halo 2 came out with the Xbox Live and Halo 2. Then they made co-op online compatible so you can play co-op with other people from the world or your friend
But the
from
main thing is,
another side of the state or whatever, and you can play co-op. They won't have co-op at launch for Halo. You know what? They did this because they were pressured. In my opinion, they were pressured to bring it out this year regardless because they missed last year. Tell me if I'm not wrong.
I 100% agree with that. They literally, because Xbox, other than Forza, really doesn't have anything like PlayStation. Because PlayStation doesn't really have.
And all the Xbox boys, unfortunately, y'all be hurt and y'all be hurt. I get it. Y'all got Bethesda. I get it. But your first party titles is lacking. We don't like it, and it doesn't give you the numbers you want. Halo is the game.
It's going to give you the
Forza
numbers,
gets you enough,
Yeah.
but not so much like Halo.
Now, the thing-
Gears will do the same thing, but not like Halo. Halo puts numbers.
Exactly.
I understand it, but Battlefield 2042 will be out with no campaign, just all straight multiplayer. So you're paying a $70 game for just strictly multiplayer.
Yeah,
That's already terrible.
I already have some opinions on that already.
That's already terrible.
I don't like that already.
And I will still make that purchase. I
Because
would
you
still,
like
even though it was
multiplayer.
gifted to me,
Because you like
it was.
multiplayer.
I love it, and there's so much to do, right? But when you're gonna take a game that's supposed to have its core, strip it to a later date.
Yeah, because they said they're going to be releasing in season passes.
No,
Like, they
man.
said they're going to release
and
them.
they're all eating it up.
Exactly.
They
I
eating
know
it up.
they are.
They eating it up.
Because
it's coming-
A lot of people are pissed off about it. I've seen it on
Absolutely.
Twitter.
And I would say-
saw it all over Twitter.
Absolutely.
Everyone's
You got to
pissed
reply and you got to share and you got to put out your opinions because it hurts. I didn't really think about the gravity of it until you stated that it was going to be stripped. I'm like, what do you mean stripped? I'm like, oh, yeah, because it needs to hit
Yeah.
the date. And then you tell me co-op is gone. I'm like, wait. That was like the second best thing of Halo.
It was
co-op.
literally the thing that people loved about Halo,
And-
other than its multiplayer.
And the thing is, I don't really mess with co-op like that. But you always got to let a helping hand and do a story. But here's the thing: Destiny and Destiny 2 had co-op. It's called Strikes. All you do, but here's the thing: co-op was just like a multiplayer. They made Destiny and Destiny 2's strike mission that you needed to do, but it matches with 2 other people that need it or just want to do it. And then it's technically a co-op because you're on one mission and one mission only. Go about your business and finish it. Only 3 people, though. It's not like 4, it's not like 6. Co-op is just only 2 people. How hard is it?
Apparently,
How hard is it?
They couldn't get it done on time because they have to release it this year. Because if they don't, I'm assuming Xbox probably thinks they're going to be done for if they don't release it this year. So
Do they want to be?
have
Do they want to?
release it
Do they
this
want to
year.
become? Here's the pun, guys. Do they want to become? Let me focus on the TikTok. Do they want to become the cyberpunk?
Oh, don't say that.
Do they want to become the
Oh,
cyberpunk?
don't say that.
The punk of cyber? Do you think, guys? Do you think? Let me know. I don't know.
So-
Do they really want to? Because not only just bugs, but you're going to have a stripped down game that you'd even know it's going to have so much bugs. I swear, if that ever happens on an Xbox platform, that name is going to be tarnished. Because, again, Halo is nothing to play with.
No, Halo is their main flagship. That's their main system.
Let me ask you this,
seller.
since you know more history, you absorb more history for gaming. What was the go-to, because all the new generation, when I say this, there's 2 names that come up, and I'm going to name it off, but I want to ask you, because you know more, and obviously because you dived into it a little bit more than I did. What is the flagship first party for PlayStation? I'm going to give 2 so you can't name them. That's God of War and Ratchet & Clank. You can't give me the other 2. Now I want you to give me what was Sony's flagship.
Back in the day,
Let's go back in the day because I'm trying to figure out how did it change.
Final Fantasy.
Was it Final
Because
Fantasy?
remember, it was
You are right,
strictly
bro.
PlayStation up until Final Fantasy 13.
Hey,
It was strictly PlayStation.
hold up. Let him marinate. Say it again.
Because remember, it was originally owned by Super Nintendo.
Look at that camera.
It was originally owned by Nintendo.
Yes.
But then they had a little falling out.
Yep.
And that's why the whole PlayStation actually came out because of the whole Sony and thing fallout.
Yep.
So then, of course, Sony got Square. It was Squaresoft at the time.
Yes.
And then they made it
Facts,
exclusive
baby.
to Final Fantasy.
Now
So
listen.
Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 was originally all for Sony's.
So you think Sony's flagship back in the day was Final Fantasy series?
It was, I would say, the Final Fantasy series. For mascot, it was Crash Bandicoot.
So the mascot of
Because
Sony
remember,
was Crash Bandicoot.
Crash was everywhere.
Everywhere.
It was pretty much their Mario, their
Yes.
Sonic.
Which at that point we still didn't believe. You ain't gonna touch
I
Mario.
love Crash. I love Crash. So I love Mario and Sonic, obviously. But
Whoa!
I love Crash
Yeah,
too.
Crash is great, but
Yeah.
it didn't compete with Mario and whatnot. But it was the
Obviously,
mascot for
it
Sony.
It was because remember it was all over. Remember the commercials?
Yep.
I
So
remember all the
now
commercials.
that we're here, we got this image. Let me take this off because we're talking about GameCon. So I'm gonna take this off real quick because now this is jam packed. So now look at it. So Sony PlayStation, when it first started, it was Crash Bandicoot and mainly Final Fantasy series.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 2 comes around. Before that, was Gran Turismo on PlayStation 1?
It was. Gran Turismo 1 and 2.
So
was on
Gran
PS1.
Turismo 1 and 2. So we have Gran Turismo 1 and 2, Crash, and Final Fantasy. PlayStation 2 comes around. We have some Midnight Club Racing. I remember that. But Gran Turismo was still the bee's knees.
And then that's when God of War came out on the PS2.
And then, so PS2, that's where God of War came out as a whole new franchise, which ended up becoming epic in its own right.
Of course, and then there was
Ratchet and Clank?
Ratchet & Clank came out on the PS2,
PS2.
also. That was the first time they came out.
All right, so it seems to me that their first party titles, technically, besides Final Fantasy and Crash, started on the PlayStation 2, and the rest was history.
Well, yeah, because then PS3 had the Uncharted series.
And Killzone, but they killed Killzone.
And then, of course, PS4 had a Horizon, the new
And
one,
then
Horizon.
Killzone scrapped Killzone and made Horizon because it's still by Guerrilla Games.
Yeah.
So they made that.
Horizon, and,
And
then of course,
Ratchet and
Last
Clank
of
keep
Us.
going, and Last of Us.
That's another
So
one.
Sony's a powerful storyteller, first-party behemoth. Whereas now let's go with Xbox. This is where I'm going with this because you see how we explained from the PlayStation, Sony, all the way up to now the PlayStation 5?
Mm-hmm.
You understand, and it went from two things that were selling with some side games, and then PS2 came out with two new IPs, with the last two still popping, and it was riding from there. Xbox. I personally got the Xbox. Outlandish over there.
I was playing that thing too.
Not the original. You were playing Xbox 360.
No, I was playing some of the original too because it had Blinks. Remember?
Blinks was great. If they took advantage of
love
Blinks,
Blinks.
they would have had a great first play. They messed up on Blinks. Blinks was great.
I freaking love Blinks.
Okay, so you got me there. Blinks. Boom.
But
You got that.
360 though.
No, hold on. We're still on the regular Xbox. That's where Forza was born.
That was.
I was addicted to Forza Motorsport. I like Forza more than Gran Turismo.
Well, don't forget, you also like that game on Project Gotham.
Project Gotham
I
Racing
know
was
you
was the
really
launch
into
title, and it was great.
was
But that
really
led me to Forza because Project Gotham Racing.
Was Forza, wasn't it?
No, Project Gotham Racing was totally separate.
Oh,
They
okay.
Project,
I thought it was
Project
Forza.
Gotham Racing 1 and 2, and I think they released 3, and then the studio shut down. But by the time Project Gotham Racing came out, Forza came out alongside it, and because Forza was a better, unfortunately, simulation game with the lane assist and the points and the auctions and the Xbox Live when it first came out. Xbox Live was the first ever online multiplayer that came out to make online what's happening because Nintendo and Sony wasn't about that life.
No.
So Xbox did it first. And the fact that a racing game of such stature, of simulation, of Forza came out, that took off. So that was great. Project Gotham, unfortunately,
Don't
left to the
forget
side.
Halo, obviously.
And then Halo. And
Yeah.
again, I played Halo when I rented through Blockbuster. Yeah, call me old. It is what it is. Call me old. Whatever. Blockbuster, Halo, Combat Evolved, came out, did my thing. Plasma grenades was like, what the heck is all this? But then it just got addicting, and then I stopped and played it. I stopped and like put it to the side. And then when I had my friends, they were saying, hey, let's play co-op. I'm like, okay. So then I ended up buying the game, and we connected the Xbox and figured out what co-op really was, or just multiplayer. And I was just like 8 people having fun on Blood Gulch.
I remember that.
That was hilarious. And then just Halo, Forza, and let's say a third one, and I would say Blinks, but they didn't take advantage of Blinks.
No. Unfortunately, it only went 2 games.
So the 360 came out, so you already know.
That
Halo
was the
2,
first system I actually enjoyed. The first Xbox.
because they actually
enjoyed.
opened up their catalog.
Well, they actually had some Japanese RPGs.
That's what I'm saying. They
finally
opened
on
up the
it.
catalog.
Tales of Vesperia, Eternal Sonata,
Lost Odyssey.
Lost
That's
Odyssey,
that.
yeah,
When
that
Lost
freaking
Odyssey came out, you're
freaked
like,
me out.
huh? What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, dude.
Blue Dragon.
Square Enix came out, and then Blue Dragon came out with the
That was
graphics of
another
Dragon
one.
Ball.
I was like,
Come on now.
what? So like, how? Hold on. Xbox actually has some good RPGs now.
They really took advantage of the PS3's slow rollout.
Well, yeah, because PS3
the actual
was
system.
sucking during that.
It was a
year.
bad elf for
Unfortunately,
Sony, I'll
it
say
was.
that.
They finally got in at the end of it, but obviously Xbox.
Bad elf. You got PS3, that's cool. I rock with you, but
We got PS3.
let's see if
too.
you do have the one that was backwards compatible. Is the question.
Yeah, you were the one who got me that one. Thank
Oh
God for
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I remember Jack. He told me that he's got one too. Jack, what's his
Yeah, I
J
think
Bone
I still
J-Bone
have it in my- I
podcast?
still
Yes, sir.
I still have it in my house somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah, I know you have it. It's
Somewhere
backwards
in my
compatible.
house.
And what that means is it has a PS2 chip emulation, so you can play all the PS2
And
games
PS1.
and PS1 games. So now, with the 360, the one that I could think about was Halo 2 and beyond. Forza,
Gears.
of course,
Gears
and then
finally
Gears
came.
was a new IP. So
Yeah.
just like how
Oh, don't forget Fable too.
Fable 2, okay.
Yeah, Fable.
So the PlayStation 2 came out with God of War and what else? Ratchet and Clank. 360 came out with Gears of War and what else? What was it again? You just said? You just said it.
Oh, Fable.
Fable
Yeah.
and Fable. And it was rocking. It was good. And Gears was a great it was a great third-person shooter that felt like a
Yeah, I
first-person
know
shooter.
you loved that at the time.
Yeah,
I remember that.
it's odd because like that's the only third-person shooter I would like to play and be cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm not really
Did you
fond of
play,
that.
like-
I'm always
You
first-person
was playing
shooter.
like the first couple, and then you stopped playing.
No, I played Gears 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah,
and then I
that's
stopped,
it,
and now I got Game Pass, and now I'm trying to have time to play Gears 5. I got kids, so when I want to play, and I want to play it, I don't think they want to see me chainsawing multiple locusts, blood spilling everywhere. That's a gruesome game.
It's a rated M game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta care for the fans. But here's the thing. So the 360 came out with that, and then for PS3, finally the PS4. Right?
Yeah.
So then the PS4 started going out with the same exact IP. So it's always from what stuck out and what stayed and what generates that income. So now it's up to all the way to the Xbox Series X, and they're going to bring out Halo Infinite. And already at first, the Halo Infinite came out with unfortunate graphics.
Oh my
they
God,
didn't like
those
it.
graphics were so
It almost was like Sonic.
bad.
Remember that Sonic debacle when they said, "Oh, look, Sonic was
06.
terrible." Yep, no, the Sonic movie.
Oh, the movie, yeah.
How the movie came out, and they're like, "Oh, what's that artwork? Nope, change it." We did the same thing with Halo Infinite. Go ahead and change it. And now, when they missed the actual release date when the Xbox Series X came out,
Hey, you know what's messed up though? We got gameplay of the multiplayer, but we still haven't gotten gameplay of the single player yet. I mean, I'm not a Halo player or something, but I'm kind of worried.
you know what? I'm coming from a first-person shooter player and a Halo advocate. I'm gonna say I'm not. It's gonna sell because of the name, but I'm gonna say
Obviously.
it's not. I don't think it's gonna. I don't know, man. I have my doubts. Let's put it that way. I
guess we'll
have my
find
doubts
out,
because
you're paying. I mean, you're gonna get the free seasons anyway, but the first one comes out in 3 months, and then Forge, which was their new thing, that's gonna come out in 6 months.
Forge is not new. Forge is not new. That came out in Halo 3.
Whatever, they're making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, because now they want it. I don't know if the Halo 4 and 5 had it, but I knew that since Halo 3 they had Forge.
And then now they're going to release that 6 months after the release of the game. And then you're getting the co-op 3 months after the game. The thing is, with co-op, I know, like, you want to play, like, when you get the game first, you want to play the single player. Some people want to play single player. Some people want to focus on the multiplayer. If you're going to play the single player and your only choice is to play it singly, but you already want to play already, what would make you want to play the story again with someone else when you already know exactly what's going to go on with the story? It's not multiplayer where things can change every time.
Missions. So you're saying you're questioning co-op in general? Like, hit me
is it
again. Hit me
co-op?
again.
Is it co-op pretty much like you're playing the same one-playing game but with a friend?
Story. Yeah, it's a story mode. You need help.
So-
So if I'm playing a game, I'm like, damn, I need somebody to help me because I can't beat this boss.
Exactly.
Hey, Outlandish, I'm gonna invite you. Come on, play.
But now you're going to play that game by yourself. What
With
will
you.
make you want to come back to play the game again when you already know exactly what happens with the story?
Hilarity. It's the funness. Just think about it. Close your eyes. Imagine. You come over. Before this, a podcast. Let's play some Dead or Alive. You know, us two. We play Dead or Alive.
I say multiplayer is different. I'm
It's
just
the
saying
same thing
about
with
this
co-op.
story.
It's just you and me.
But it's a full story. You already
Nope.
know exactly what happens in it.
And I know exactly what's going to happen when we play fighting games. I'm going to beat that ass, or I'm about to whip my ass 18 times. But you see how fun that is? Remember that. Close your eyes. Imagine. Remember when we play, you sit right next to me, and we're just playing. You don't know what I'm going to do. You know what to... Think about that in the story. All right, I need help. Let's go. Okay, all right. Don't go in there yet, because if you go in there, the monster's going to come out, because I played the story, and I failed. But your dumbass goes ahead and do it. Guess what? Ah, crap. What do you got? I don't want to do it. Ah. It's the experience. It's hilarious. And then there is Easter eggs. So let's say if I don't know what I'm doing, and he's like, yo, I get you to the spot. All right, cool. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go. He's going to do his thing. Boom, boom. But what if I mess up?
Even though you already know.
I
exactly
ruined
what
his
happens.
whole entire experience. That's co-op. So it's mainly the experience, which is fantastic. But then at the same time, you don't know if the other person's going to find an Easter egg that you never found. So then you get the credit for it
Yeah,
because
I
you're
like
doing
the whole
co-op.
co-op thing. I just hate the fact that they're releasing it later.
And that's their mistake.
Yeah,
They're
that's
literally
my issue.
monopolizing on the co-op. So people are going to buy it and go, well, they don't have this. But I'm going to get it 3
Yeah, because
months
I've
down
been
the road.
seeing all over that people are going to wait until co-op is in the game. So people are waiting to buy this game until co-op comes in.
And I better hope, because you know what's
I've been
funny?
hearing about that.
I personally, I don't really do co-op besides Destiny and Destiny 2. any game that I play, the only co-op is technically Destiny 2 because the multiplayer puts you with 2 other people that need to do the same mission. That's like you doing co-op to do your same mission. Mm-hmm. So because co-op is not there, why?
Exactly.
Why not let it happen? It's so annoying for a Halo franchise, for the first game that Xbox is like,
it's like the
gun ho.
Like, yeah.
They should just hold it off till next year, man.
They should, but they
take
won't.
away from the November. What is it coming? December 8th. That's already thrown off. They always came out in November.
Yeah, it's gonna come out December 8th. Yeah.
Sorry, but yes. Say it again.
So it's gonna come out December 8th, which is fine. Weird too.
Because it's always November.
Coming out after the Black Friday thing, which I know usually games like that don't have Black Friday sales, but it's good to have it because that's when a lot of people are shopping. So you're literally gonna have that like right after that. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Look,
they're releasing it December 8th.
It throws it off in November, and it's probably because of a date that they only could do as best as they can with features that's stripped away.
So they could promise that it's getting released this year, like the second week of the last month, but it's still getting released this year. So we didn't lie to you guys.
That's Cyberpunk 2077. If they didn't learn. I don't know.
Okay, well, anyway.
We're just two people doing podcasts about gaming news. We recommend you push it back.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to put it on December 8th, you might as well just release it on July 31st next year. They're not going to listen to us.
No.
Their sales won't be... It'll be up, but it won't be the same.
It won't.
It will not.
But we can't say the same thing for PS5 because they're the same way too.
They are
really
now, but they gave it up.
Yeah,
let's just be honest. They gave it up, and now because Xbox is releasing a half-baked first-party title, unfortunately, I don't think they have nothing to worry about. If you want to be on the Xbox type, they don't have nothing to worry about.
Because I guess the only real big thing they have other than Halo is Forza.
Yeah.
Those are literally the only
so now
two.
let's very briefly.
No, we still.
What segment? Which one? Which one are we talk about after?
Well, because it
you still got more game? Okay.
There's plenty more.
I'm gonna load up.
You kept talking.
Man, okay, I know. It was Xbox, man. I was so sensitive about the Halo thing.
With Halo, they also announced a couple of other things too. The first they announced is they're gonna have a special edition Master Chief Elite Xbox controller, which is like all green, has his number. It's like 183.
Yep.
And the little D-pad is like gold, and it looks kind of like oldish graphics, which looks kind of cool. It's an Elite controller, so it's expensive, but it looks pretty cool. And then they also announced a Halo Infinite Xbox Series X, which obviously the pre-orders, it got sold out in like 1 second.
Yep, and I would say that does look cool.
It looks cool, but as soon as they announced it, I was like, that's going to be scalped.
And it was. It was already reported as been scalped.
It's all over eBay for like freaking like 2, 3, 4 times the price. I'm just like, I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as I heard them announce, I was like, that's getting scalped.
Yep. We ain't gonna think about it.
I'm not even gonna think. It looks cool as hell, but I'm not even gonna think about it because there's no way I'm getting that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so they announced those two, and the Xbox is coming out the 15th. So it's coming out before the Halo, which is weird.
What?
The Xbox Series X
Halo
one?
Yeah.
It's coming out November 15th.
That is stupid. So you don't get the game with it?
You know what makes me...
You know what?
You know what I'm thinking? Let me see if you're thinking
Xbox,
this.
you're retarded. Go ahead.
No.
Hit it. Maybe
This
not.
is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Originally, Xbox Infinite was supposed to be released November 15th, I think.
Oh, so you're looking at a little gaming conspiracy
That's
going.
what I'm thinking.
And then they had to remove those features, and they said, let's push it back to December 8th.
So, but we're still going to release the system now. It just won't come with the game. So that's what I'm thinking. I think that's originally what's supposed to come with it was supposed to come on the same day as the Halo. Because November 15th makes more sense for a game like Halo.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought anyway when I first thought about.
Yeah.
But, we'll go further from that. So, they announced a couple of other games, which, was pretty cool. They announced a new player. You can play as April now on the new TMT Shredder's Revenge. They showed a new trailer. You can play as April now, which I don't know if you watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but she's the reporter.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool that you get to play as her along with all the Ninja Turtles.
Gaming,
Love
baby.
that.
I invited somebody randomly. So
You
there
on
you go.
Twitch?
Yeah, we're on live right now on a B.o.P podcast.
Oh, can I do a shout out to my Twitch?
Okay, yeah, do your thing, yeah. We're doing the episode right now, live right now.
Shout out to B.o.P Gaming for even letting me in here.
Yes, sir.
Then, y'all follow Business Minded TV on Twitch.
You put it on-
Business Minded TV.
Yeah, put it on the comments. Do your thing. And I'll put it out and I'll share it, all right?
Yo, I love you.
Yeah, thank y'all. Look at that. See, say hello, say hello. We're doing live. So what was the so?
So pretty much, they also
Yeah.
they also announced the new Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, where they show like different modes, and it also shows they're gonna be releasing a new character. Which originally they've been slowly releasing new characters. They're releasing Morgana from Persona 5, which came out of literally nowhere, that they're gonna add her into the game, which is actually pretty cool. The Monkey Ball game, which is pretty cool, and it's coming out next month, which is pretty awesome. Now they also showed gameplay of Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga.
I seen that. That literally
That looks so much fun.
That was cool.
As soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god!" And it comes out spring next year.
I gotta show Christopher.
And
Because
oh my
he's
god,
gonna
that
love that.
trailer!
He's gonna love that.
I love it because it's Lego, so it's funny, and it plays through every
Yep.
single Star Wars.
Literally, we were watching
Every
it.
single thing.
I showed the wife who was watching. I was like, "Yo, remember this is da da da," and then it adds something funny, comical
Well,
because
that's
it's Lego.
That's what it
Yeah.
does. That's what I like about the Lego games. They don't take itself seriously. You can still follow the story, but they'll put their little funny twist to it. It'll be perfect for Chris. It'll be perfect for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he'll love that.
He'll love that.
But that comes out spring of next year, which I'm excited about that one too. And then they showed this game, which I was not expecting because I didn't even hear about this until they showed it on the thing. But apparently, I guess they showed a trailer of it about a year ago, which was it's still pre-alpha stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's called DokeV. It's a South Korean game,
Okay.
and it's a game that's kind of does a mixture of Pokemon and open world type of game. It has a lot of action in it. It's very colorful, which I definitely have to show you the trailer.
Yeah,
it's
please do.
very colorful. It's very fun. It looks very fun. It looks like it goes crazy and zany. It looks very colorful. They didn't have a release date. It looks like it's gonna be sometime next year. Another thing I loved about it was the song in it. It had a K-pop song in it.
Oh,
and
so
I'm
you were
like-
already in
I
love?
was like in
Oh,
love with that
snap.
song. I was like trying to find the title of that song, and I couldn't for the life of me find it. I was like, that voice sounds familiar. I know that.
Why couldn't you find the
singer.
title? Couldn't you just say, "Hey, homegirl," and hear it, and then
I
they'll
tried.
tell you?
They didn't. I couldn't find it. So I was
Okay.
like, I was getting pissed off. I was like, I know that vocal because I listen to a lot of K-pop. So
Yeah.
I know that vocal. That must be a girl from a group that I listen to.
Yep.
What is this song? I need this on my playlist. And I couldn't find it on Spotify or anything like that. So I'm going to probably do a search again. Because like I said, I was searching while it was playing. So maybe it wasn't released yet. But yeah, that's going to be coming out sometime next year. But that looks awesome and excited about that.
Okay, continue.
And then Jurassic Park World Evolution,
Okay.
a new game. It's a simulation. They finally showed a release date for that and more gameplay on that one. It's pretty much, the theme park world?
Yeah.
It's pretty much
Just
that,
more
but
of
you're taking
that.
care of dinosaurs
Yeah.
this time. Comes out November 9th.
Is that for the Switch too, or no?
I believe it's coming out for...
It seems like it's for PC.
It's for PC, but I believe it's coming out for the PS5 and the Xbox too.
Oh, all right.
And we finally got some story trailer for Far Cry 6.
Yeah, I seen it. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton's in the
It looks
move.
actually pretty cool, though. I will
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That comes out in October.
I've seen it, but I'm like, I don't really follow Far Cry 6. So I'm like, it's
So
sideline.
yeah, I was like, that was pretty cool. Then they finally have a release date for Jet, for sure. The Jet game for the PS5 Remember that game? It was kind of reminds me of like Journey type of game. It's like really dark, like kind of like Journey Flower type of game. I don't know if you remember that game.
Kinda. If I seen the thing, I'm like, oh yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
you'll
that.
see it. But that's finally got a release date. It's coming out October 5th for the PS5, PS4, and Epic Store.
Yeah.
So it's a play thing.
Oh, Epic Stores get a little name on there, huh?
Exactly.
Oh.
Now, this is when they finally had Horizon Forbidden West, and they didn't really show a trailer, but they finally said the release date.
Which, unfortunately, it's not this year.
I already told you this was gonna happen.
Yeah, because
I
before
did.
it's reported.
It was so now it's official. It comes out February 18th of next year for the PS4 and the PS5. So it's still coming out. It's not that far off. Not that far off.
Yeah.
It won't. I'm pretty sure it won't get delayed. It'll probably.
It's
be
funny
done.
because, you know what, with Horizon, they always came out around that time.
It was. It's
It
usually
was
is
never a
around that time.
holiday.
Yeah. You
So-
just wanted it for the holiday.
Yeah, I was mad because like PS5 Horizon and get them units out for the company hype. But when they pushed out to February, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Still sucks, but I get it.
And then they showed some little trailer of Tales of Arise, and then they had Lindsay Sterling, which is one of my favorite like instrumental performers and stuff like that. She does like the violin and stuff like
Yeah.
that. She was performing like one of the theme songs to the game, and it was amazing. While the gameplay trailer was showing behind it, so it was amazing. So I'm excited about that game. It comes out next month. Once that game comes out, the first day, I'm gonna play it so much.
And system PS5?
PS5, obviously. It comes out for the PS5 and it also comes out for like the Xbox. It comes out for pretty much all the systems.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming out there, which I'm super excited about that one. And then they also announced a new Tales game, which this got me off guard. It's an iOS game, so I'm a little hesitant with it. But the only thing they showed was a couple of gameplay, and it's called Tales of Luminia.
Oh, it's
yeah.
like a whole-fledged new game for the
New-
iOS
new-
only.
that's what I'm saying. It says coming soon, so there's no date on it. They probably just worked on it. They've already just started on it.
Just to see the reception that it gets from the
I
trailer.
like how it looks, and who knows if it's a free game or if it's not that expensive, I might get it. It might be one of those gacha games where you have to pay to win type of thing, but we'll see. Fall Guys have our new DLC. Jungle Book.
Oh, jeez.
From the movie, the
Yeah.
Disney movie. So that was interesting. Alloy got released to Genshin Impact.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
You may
You know
want
what's
to talk
funny?
about that one.
I went ahead and downloaded the game. Finally.
Yeah, because I saw you.
I
do that.
downloaded it.
So
I
what do you
didn't
think?
play. I didn't play yet. I just downloaded it
Because
last
they
night.
have Alloy now.
Yeah, so I don't even know how I'm gonna get her, but I'm like, let me just because I've seen so much of the game, and it's RPG
it's
type.
My friend.
Yeah.
I haven't played it because I was like, I didn't get it.
No, play it now. Like, dude, it's ridiculous.
I think I might get into
And
it
I've seen the
now,
graphics, and I see it. I'm like, okay.
It's pretty much It pretty much reminds me of Tales games.
Yeah.
And it's like a mixture of like a bunch of other like JRPGs that I play. So it's like I should play it. I just don't. And I
Yeah,
should.
and you know, it's funny. Like, I don't have the time per se, but like, do I want to get into it? Is the question. But I want Aloy on my game. That's pretty cool.
Because she's going to be in it, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So, and then this other game, which they showed trailer before, but now we have a release date. It's called Sifu, which is like an action type of brawler type of game. Think like Fighting Force or things like that. The graphics I love. It kind of gives like a cell shade type of game. It kind of gives me Batman Arkham Asylum vibes.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of gives me, which I love that. And it is coming out. It's a PS4, PS5 exclusive, and it's coming out on my birthday.
And what is it called?
Sifu, Sifu.
Love you too.
And then they ended the conference with Death Stranding Director's Cut.
You know what's funny? We all didn't
We
really
all
care
know
about it,
why.
but he wanted to care for it because he loves that director.
Well, they're
Yes.
like best friends.
They're totally best friends, so why give him the platform to do it?
So they pretty much were showing off all the different
Yeah.
kind of new features that they have and all
Yes.
that. Looks pretty cool. Who
It
knows?
does.
Maybe I might actually get back into the game because I kind of stopped halfway. But some of the stuff they added to it, it's going to make the game a little easier.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, it's good. And then a couple of other things that wasn't announced during the thing, but announced during Gamescom. New characters for the Nickelodeon battle game.
Yep.
The one that's the Super Smash Bros.
Yep.
It's going to be Cat Dog and April. They're going to be in that game. And they also showed that, what was it? Oh, and like I said, the gameplay for Horizon 5. They got into more detail about that.
Yeah.
Because they had their own little thing different
Yep.
for that. And yeah, I think that was pretty much what they showed at Gamescom. So like I said, it's a little more media than I expected it to be.
Cool. And we anticipated that conference more than the Xbox, and surprisingly, the Xbox didn't show off their own IP, Halo, and they saved it for Jeff Keighley. So again, shouts out to Jeff Keighley. He's got the name heavyweight. So it's like,
Well, yeah,
look,
he has connections,
Microsoft
yeah.
go ahead and I'll release my stuff, but I'm gonna save this one for Jeff Keighley. So
Yeah,
that's
because
up to
they,
you.
like I
You're doing
said,
your
they
thing.
actually showed some good announcements. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Don't
like some
fall
first
asleep.
time surprise
Don't fall
announcements.
asleep. They'll hey, whenever they have a video game segment and he's on it, there's gonna be multiple
And don't forget the
developers
Game
coming out.
Awards. They also showed new trailers for that too.
They're the
I mean,
ones that showed off the Xbox Series X introduction of what it looked like.
And don't forget about the Sephiroth.
Absolutely.
That
Yep.
was on the Game Award. The first thing
Yep.
you saw. As soon as the Game Award started, boom.
That's the first thing they showed
That was
off.
the first thing they showed off. So I was like, okay.
So now we're good with GameCon, right?
Yes.
So that
Well,
happened this
those
week. It
all
was
happened
good.
this week, yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. But now we're going to go ahead and talk about very smooth, very quick. We're not going to dive into that much. But as you see here, up there, nice. I got it up. It's always up here. Steam Deck. Steam Deck, the reason why I put it up there is because Phil Spencer, the Xbox, I would say right now, CEO, likes that product.
Yeah, I heard. I was like, he actually enjoyed it.
Huh.
So it's like,
That makes you wonder. So we're just here to just talk about, like,
I did pre-order
What you
it,
mean?
so we'll see when I get it.
and when you get it, I need you to come out and show it off.
Well, the thing is, I won't be getting it because I'm not going to be one of the first ones because of the pre-order
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's for me, I'm getting it like next year, early next
Yeah,
year.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
But
when,
as soon as it comes, I'll definitely show it off.
oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But the fact that Phil Spencer went ahead and spoke on it, he likes the device.
Yeah, he gave his like okay on it.
I
I'm
wonder
like,
why. Is there gonna be something? I mean, we
Hey,
might be.
I swear, if it goes on that would be pretty awesome.
It could. What's gonna technically, if it's running on
It's
Linux,
running on Linux, yeah.
what's gonna stop you from downloading Game Pass?
No one,
I don't think so, right?
unless they have some kind of thing inside, which I doubt it.
I don't know. When he said it, I was like, hey, what do you mean? But from a video game CEO to another for another company, it was great that he was humble enough and went ahead and spoke on that. But I personally
He's
believe
always been like that.
he always been like that.
He even like gives Sony props all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
too,
absolutely.
so-
With the DualSense, now he's looking into what the Xbox can do to take
Yeah, he's
advantage
always
of what's
doing
called the
that.
DualSense. Yeah.
Phil's always been like that. He's
Yeah.
not like a stuck-up person. He's
Yeah,
always
which
been
is great.
like
He's always been calm, relaxed. Oh, I get it. They're hot. It's hot.
that.
It's
Yeah,
hot.
it's
and,
like-
you know.
he's not be like Xbox number one. He's not like
Yeah,
that.
no,
He's
no.
like, he respects his
Competition.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word.
He respects the competition, but at the end of the day, with Steam Deck, rolling with mostly PC titles, and Microsoft is a part of the PC, that makes you
We
kind of
don't
wonder.
know.
It's one thing if Phil Spencer said Nintendo Switch is the bee's knees with the OLED version. Fine. You ain't cross-referencing. But when you're talking about Steam Deck,
We don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
So
speculation right now, so we'll find out.
it was good to mention. Very quick, not even a minute, but I just wanted to talk about it because it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's talk about very quick, because again, there's a lot of topics that we wanted to talk about last week. We want to knock them out because it's very short-lived. And we're going to talk about Nintendo's cease and desist order on Romney Universe that actually went by, what's today? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. This was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and what happened was they put out a cease and desist order. What that means is when a court says, you know, sides with the plaintiff or the defendant, whatever, that we're going to do a cease and desist, it means to stop our operations and remove it from wherever it needs to be.
Yeah, so he had to remove all his ROMs
Yep.
from the website.
Yep.
No
and
question asked.
purge it and get rid of it.
Get rid of it from the hard drive, everything. He had to get rid
Everything.
of it completely.
And he has to obviously show proof before he has some jail time.
Because he wasn't agreeing to the $50. I think they agreed to like $50 a month or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like
and
that.
he couldn't pay. He missed his first payment. So that's why Nintendo did this.
Yep. So they said, all right, you're going to do that? Then look, cease and desist, all of them. Be out. You know what's
Because-
funny? That was the plan. They knew that he wasn't going to do it. They knew he wasn't going to do it.
$50 a month. I mean, they worked with you at that time. $50 a month. Anyone could afford $50 a month.
Yep, and he was ignorant. That's
That's
the
what-
issue.
I
He was
know,
ignorant.
that's why.
He thought it was just something that he could just probably put to the side. Man, but now
This
he's
is
got to.
Nintendo.
He don't realize how aggressive they. He didn't do his B.o.P gaming research to understand
Like,
that
do you
Nintendo is a hawk
understand?
eye when it comes to their
Nintendo,
IPs.
Like I love Nintendo and all that, but they're very litigious.
They're
Legit-
bully.
legit.
No, I mean it's their property.
It is, like I don't blame them. Obviously, I don't blame them.
But they're bullyish.
They're very
They're
very,
bullyish.
Yeah. So it's
But
like,
why not? That's your.
That's their property. You
know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
So
I get it.
again, very briefly, wanted to mention that the Romney universe, as of yesterday, August 27th of 2021, they had a cease and desist of operations because Homeboy couldn't make $50 a month or the first payment on their settlement that they had.
So
I
they
know
had
what
to
to
do
tell
that,
you
man.
on that.
So
So let me
that was more his problem because of that.
That was he did it. They probably had it. Look, you do
Was
this,
it,
then we do that.
Pokemon one?
Actually, no. We're gonna actually do. Let's talk. Let's look at this real quick. It's gonna be very brief, but it was the Activision, and with the California Department of I don't even know the exact. I put an office there for the actual. I did Google and I seen the office on there. It's probably not exactly the office of the California Department of Investigations. What I tried, whatever. But they're in news because they went ahead and spoke for Riot Games that they are able to talk to them so they can iron out the situations with Riot Games and their actual company.
Well, their issue is because they are delaying their investigations on purpose.
Riot Games.
Riot Games.
So that's what I'm saying.
They're delaying it.
So they put the court to compel Riot Games to let them know that those that were previously employed, currently employed, or recently laid off or fired, or those that are under harassment,
With the whole harassment thing.
with just harassment in general, uncomfortable working environment,
Because they
can
were
go
dealing with the
and
Riot
talk
Games
to
back
them.
in 2019. Yeah, they were dealing
So
with
they
that.
could talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want that to happen.
No, obviously.
And because Riot Games has been pushing out their actual lawsuits, they're like, no, they could talk to us because they know good and well that department can push that.
Yeah, because originally they were supposed to get everything done by January 21st. Then it got delayed to April 21st.
Yep.
Oh, 2021, I meant to say.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, and then it got delayed again to, who knows, to like current time. And then now they're just getting tired of waiting now.
Yep.
They're just like, what
So,
the heck?
very briefly, I just wanted to mention that because now we're going to go into what's another one that we talked about? Again, another quick one, which I don't think you have it on your list. Maybe
We'll see.
Epic. What do you know about that? No, right?
So you can do that.
Yeah. So very briefly, I'm going to mention no exact details because it's still kind of soft, but Epic is ready to sue Google because their competitive practices against Epic Games when Epic Games was popping. Meaning Google will go ahead and offer incentives and perks and the like, which they've done with Samsung before Samsung becomes bigger than life. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is Google went ahead and gave Samsung perks, privileges, so Samsung could be relaxed with Google Play, but don't come out with Samsung Store and their Samsung Avenue.
Yeah.
They always wanted something with Google. Tim Sweeney's seen that. And he obviously seen what Google offered Epic.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So now he's like, that's anti-competitive, don't you think, Google?
A little bit.
I thought you were offering this to everybody else, but no. And they have a program. I forgot the actual name, but they have a program where, and I'm going to go and blanket it. If something is on and popping more than us, we want to make sure we give them the white glove, red carpet treatment before they decide to do something that's against us.
That's sneaky.
It is very sneaky. So when
That's very sneaky.
yeah, so that came out with Samsung, and unfortunately, Samsung still rode with it. They don't have their own. They tried, they failed, but they try to get their own thing, and it didn't work. So they just depended on Google and rode with it. And it's still the same name. You think Samsung, you're thinking it's a Samsung OS. It is not. It's just Google, but under Samsung. But when Epic seen that, I go, no. You're doing that with Samsung. You're doing that with me too. I think you're a little bit suspect there, my friend. I think you're a little bit weird with that. So Epic is trying to look at the avenue against Google because they felt that Fortnite was popping, and they're like, no, we have a Play Store. They have Epic Game Store. What do you mean? They have their own store? Have their own game? And they can download through Android? No, we gotta give them something. We can't let them leave Android. We can't leave. No. So here's this, here's that. They offer. I don't have the list on top of my head of what they offered, but it was to the point that Tim Sweeney's like, you offered a lot of stuff that's anti-competitive, and I don't know about you, man, because I feel that you're doing something bad, and it's not healthy for the gaming environment. So again, noteworthy because it is gaming related.
Exactly.
Give me another topic that you want to speak on, because I probably have the picture here.
Let's do the Pokemon one. I'll talk about that one.
Wow, no Pokemon here on my end. What's the Pokemon one?
Well, they had the Pokemon Showcase last week, which I didn't talk
They
about.
did. They did. Hit it.
So,
Hit it, Maestro.
I'll just do this one, not too long, but yeah.
Yeah.
So last week they had Pokemon. They had a Pokemon Showcase, which, of course, I love because I'm excited about it. So they showed off first Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Obviously, it's adorable. Looks good. Looks awesome.
Technically remakes, right?
Yeah, they're remakes. They're not technically. They are remakes.
Okay.
Of the game.
Remakes of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Yes. The good thing is Pokemon can now follow you now, so they can follow you wherever you go. Like your first choosing Pokemon you chose, they can follow you now, which is actually pretty cool. Customizable Pokeballs, so when Pokemon come out of the Pokeballs, they'll be able to confetti, lightning, all these type of things to make it really cute looking. I love that. Underground places where you'll be able to create your own space, like statues and stuff like that. And you can also, it's called the Grand Underground, where you get to go into other rooms where Pokemon is located at and catch Pokemon that way too.
Okay.
Certain Pokemon that comes through depending on certain statues and stuff like that you collect. So you can get certain Pokemon you cannot find in the wild, find in the cave, which is actually pretty cool. So they showed that, which is actually pretty awesome. Pokemon Hideaway, that's the name of the place is called inside the stadium, which is pretty cool. You could change your outfits. They have contests, which is what's popular in the early Pokemon games, like back in Diamond and Pearl and all that. But they upgraded it obviously, so you could do a lot more. They seem more like mini games now.
Yeah.
For the contest, which is actually.
I remember
cool.
that briefly, but I didn't play Diamond and Pearl.
Well,
but I
now they
remember
made
the
it more
contests.
updated now, which is actually pretty cool, and I love how it looks now. Actual stages and outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
It's it kind of reminds me of a DDR type of thing. It seems like some of the stuff they were doing, which that seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, so they showed that it comes out November 19th, and they're also going to have Dialga and Palkia Switch Lite. So it's going to have a special Switch with Dialga and Palkia on the back of it. It's black. And the thing is gold, the thing is gold.
Snap! I
It
didn't
looks
know that.
Pretty cool looking.
Damn! So they got their own Switch.
That comes out the 5th of
5th of
November.
what? November.
So, if you need it, it's a Switch Lite, so it's not the one that docks onto the TV. It's the one that
It's a handheld.
one.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool that they have. And then the big one that I want to talk about is Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is the one that.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Even I am like,
Oh my
damn, I need to play this.
This
I need to play
is
this.
the Pokemon game I've been wanting for years.
Absolutely. What we dreamed of.
This is an open
It's to
world.
go about running around and seeing Pokemon and catching them mother suckers.
Exactly. You get to catch them. You get to fight them. Pokemon could attack you and attack the trainer. So you literally have to run.
Yep.
Because before the Pokemon was attack like the Pokemon, other Pokemon. So like, no, they can attack
With
you
a
now.
theme song.
Yeah, like now they can attack you now. So you
Yep.
have to be careful now.
Yep.
You'll be able to catch Pokemon without going to battle. Sometimes you have to sneak with Pokemon because certain Pokemon will run away from you. So you have to sneakily get to them in order to either battle them or catch them. Some may walk to you, some may chase you, some may attack you.
Yep.
It all depends on the Pokemon. The graphics looks pretty good for what the comic, and they also you had to ride Pokemon in this game, which is awesome. You get to ride. They have 4 new Pokemon they added to this game. More is going to be added, I'm sure, in other announcements. But they have a new Hisui region, that's the name of the region. It's Hisui Braviary, which is a psychic flying Braviary version. And you can use that to fly around the world.
Yeah.
Which is
That
really
reminds me of the
awesome.
high wind of Final Fantasy VII.
Kind of gives like that. It's like,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then they have another one. It's called, where is it? Weirdeer, which is the evolved form of Stantler, which is a Pokemon that came out like a while
Like a reindeer.
ago.
The
A
third
reindeer.
generation, is that what it is?
I think it's like, third or fourth generation, something like that. So this is the evolved form, and you get to ride this one as like kind of like a horse type of thing.
That's cool.
This one is a normal. It's a psychic type, normal psychic type, which is pretty cool. And then they have another one. It's called Basculegion, which is the evolved form of Basculin.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a new evolved form, and he's the one you get to travel the waters with. So you ride on him and travel the waters.
Just like the
with.
Pokemon when you had to get a Pokemon that learned Surf. And then when they
Not
learned
anymore.
Surf, you went ahead and then just do it. But now you got to get a Pokemon that can actually swim in the water, and then they go about it.
Exactly. So now you don't have to worry about getting surf or anything like that. You have different Pokemon that do different things. And then the other thing which they showed, which I love that they have this now, Hisuian Growlithe.
Yeah, I've seen
It's
that.
a new version of Growlithe. It's a fire rock type. And with this, it's most likely going to be an Hisuian Arcanine.
Yeah.
Most likely. We have no idea how that one looks. But the Growlithe looks kind of cool. It looks kind of like those, I forgot the name of those statues, but it's those like Japanese like statues, like dog statues
Yep.
you see. It kind of has like inspiration of that. If you look at those statues, you'll see
Yeah.
what I mean. Looks pretty cool. And I like that. You'll be able to travel the world. You'll be able to go around. You'll be able to, you camp, you build Pokeballs, you craft things similar to like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. This game looks so much fun, and I'm super excited about how this game is going to come out. This game is coming out January 28th of next year, so it's coming out pretty close to Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, it's like not even giving it a second for one thing to shine, I guess. They just
Yeah,
like,
right?
release it
Because they know
quickly.
it's just a remake of something that like people love nostalgia and whatnot.
Yeah, because I'm
They're
buying
looking for the Pokemon Arc. What is it called? Arceus?
It's Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Arceus.
Yeah.
So they're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I know. That's what a lot of people are excited about. So, yeah. So, that's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about that. So, yeah. Those were pretty much what they were showing on that. And I can't wait, honestly. Like, I can't wait for that.
All right. So now we're going to go and dive into, let's talk about TSMC.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because we all know that the prices now might be higher
So
for the iPhones this year.
So let me
Well, let me just put a disclosure.
yeah,
For those
yeah,
that don't know what TSMC is, they are the company that makes semiconductor chips from Taiwan to all of our popular devices. One of the popular devices is the iPhone. So the iPhone obviously is going to look like raising up some little prices because of the shortage. Maybe not. We don't know. That is rumors. Take it with a grain of salt. But Outlandish is going to tell you where does it differ on the gaming realm.
Yeah, because so pretty much the situation, obviously, the chip shortage. We still dealing
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Still dealing with it. Like my
From
car
phones
business
to
was
car
still-
business to every little
system,
chip that it has it.
obviously,
Yeah.
So it's thing, and as Killer said, that there are like Apple's having issues, but also Toyota, and the issue with now is AMD. AMD is the chips that they use for Xbox and PlayStations.
Yep.
So they announced Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. They announced that they're going to be upping their prices of those chips by 20%. Now, the way Sony and PlayStation, usually when things go up in price, they usually don't go up in price like that. They usually try to keep the systems at a thing. Especially they learned their lessons from the PS3.
Yep,
so
they
they're
did.
not going to do that. But here's where the issue could lie on. Currently right now, due to the shortages, it's still hard for people to get PS5 and Xbox Series X's. It's still hard for people to get that. If they raise the price like this, I'm like, things are like speculating things. They might get less. They might make less of the systems, meaning it's going to be harder to get future systems because it's going to be less out there.
Because here's the thing. They can't go about raising the price.
They can't because remember, PS3 did that, and look what happened to them.
Yep, they can't raise the price because it's already out there. The public already knows that the price. Now because they're raising it by 20%.
And systems
They
are
might-
already losing money already. They're
This
already
week
losing-
already has been a great heavy rollout of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, especially with the Elite system. You're looking at by the end of the year, you're barely going to try to get one. It's going to be harder.
Yeah.
Based on what you're trying to say.
Because let's be real, they're already losing money on the systems. Like they're not making a lot of money on these systems. So upping part of their build by 20%, who knows what's that going to do? That means it's going to up the price for them on thing, but they can't afford making out of that, so they might cut down the making of the systems. And if they do that, that means it's less out there, meaning less people will have it, meaning
They'll shorten the
situations
supply
like
when
that.
it's more demand.
Exactly.
Question is, are they able next year? Because Sony just recently made their system a new modification of the system, but it was only something to do with the stand and the screw.
Yeah, it's just a state of the screw.
So because the system has been almost a year out, do you think maybe they might... I personally believe they could hastily make a revision to the system's innards to
Possibility.
reflect
The extra cost?
the supply restraint.
Possibility. It's a possibility, but we don't know.
Because they could put out, but if they could save from the innards, they will still keep the flow.
Like I said,
versus keep rolling, and then because of the shortage, now they have to just kind of slowly roll. Because the
Basically,
demand is there
yeah.
on both systems,
Yeah.
both systems.
Basically, what I'm saying is, like I said, this is not 100%. We don't know. Maybe it might not even affect them at all. Maybe they'd be like, okay, we'll suck up the 80 because we're still selling the system.
Yeah, so take it with a
it's-
grain of salt. The
but-
demand is there. The demand is always going to be there. So will
It's
they...
a possibility, though.
But here's the thing. From what we know, Xbox is not looking at hardware. They're not looking at hardware
No, it's
sales.
always software.
They're not looking at hardware. They used to, and usually console wars is always hardware. They're not looking at that.
No.
So because Xbox is not really keen on that, let's go back to the Sony. Sony's making profit off of is it a disc or the digital?
I think it's a disc.
They're making profit on the disc version. Either way, how we mentioned is going to be whatever. They make a profit off the disc version, but they're still losing money on the digital version. So when that happens with an uptick of 20%, could they discontinue the digital?
I don't know.
They could.
It's a possibility. Like
And
I said,
from a company
we don't know.
standpoint, that would be smart. If the 20% kicks up to 40%, then Sony might just stick with the disc. It could be vice versa if we're technically wrong. If they made money off the digital version and still losing money on the disc, which is not the same because they're going to say, no, that is a risk. We ain't going to try to do that.
Yeah.
So let's lower a price of some sort or higher the digital price to make up from the loss, make up from the 20% they have to spend to get the money
Yeah.
and sell off the disc version first.
So I'm kind of curious on how like that's gonna affect like the cars, the phones, and all that. It's like, are they gonna be upping their prices? Because with phones and cars, they up their prices all the time.
Cars, that's something that I
Yeah, they up
unfortunately
their prices all the time.
don't
Like I'm telling you right now, they
have.
up their prices all the time. I work in the
Yeah.
business. They up their prices every year.
I'm glad my new car has been around the market price for a while, so I'm very.
This 20%
that
thing
was
could
good.
go even higher. So I don't know.
But here's the thing: with the higher one, we have to mention the iPhone, and how I introed that is because they're looking for a price increase. They stated that it was going to keep the same, but now because of TSMC, which is the major provider,
Which is major.
because they wanted to get off of
They're not the
Samsung in the
only
lawsuit.
provider,
Hold on,
but
let
they're
me
major.
give some history. It was Samsung first that was making the chips. Hold on. Boom. Bad. Trash in the bathroom. Anywho, so it was iPhone rocking with LG screens, Samsung chips. Because of years ago, Apple versus Samsung and their lawsuits were copying. And I will say personally, I've seen a Samsung Galaxy 3 with the box and all that stuff that look exactly like an iPhone. But that's just me. Just Google it, you'll see why. But because of that, they went ahead and they got somebody else that was TSMC, which is a Taiwan semiconductor company that could meet the yields and the demand of the iPhone. And then it took about a year and a half, and then they finally said, we could officially make your chips. And they've been making it for a couple of years. The reason why I mentioned this is because the iPhone, it's gaming related, of course, they announced their prices like, oh, look, room is going to be an iPhone 13, it's going to be 120 hertz of screen, it's going to have this feature, it's going to have the iOS 15, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and it's going to be based on years ago, it's going to be the same price points, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, because of TSMC, now they're like, it could be a little higher. We don't know how much higher, but
They're
higher.
selling you what, like $1,200 right now
What?
for the iPhones?
I am lost with them prices. They got so much models.
Yeah,
They got
it's like
the-
so many different models. Like I don't know which is
No,
what.
I don't even know. And you know me,
All
I
know
follow
is-
the
all
price
I know
points.
is I am going to upgrade this year.
But I will say, and I am upgrading
I'm
it. But
upgrading
here's the
it.
thing. It's always the base model. So if you get the iPhone 11, like, we're going to use the iPhone 11. iPhone 11. If you're going to get the iPhone 12, which is obviously, that's the same price. iPhone 13, same price. It's where you go with the iPhone 11 Pro, which the wife has. I have iPhone 11. So I have iPhone 11. If I go with the 12, which I'm not going to, it's the same price. If I go with iPhone 13, it should be the same price. iPhone Pro 11.
Yeah, I know. there's
Boom,
always-
that price point. The same price would go for the iPhone 12. It's out there already.
Yeah.
Boom. iPhone 13, it might be $50 more.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Might be. If you get the Max, it's a bigger screen. They can get away with more for, instead of $100 more, it'll probably be $150 more. Just so you know, TSMC is not just iPhones, it's other chipsets,
Pretty much
but mainly the two
everything.
commercial devices that we're looking at is iPhones and the Xbox and the PlayStations and whatever semiconductor chips are made, besides Samsung.
Yeah.
we wanted to make sure we mention that because so now you know when you hear B.o.P Gaming, we mention it, we're going to stand that as facts and it'll come out. And once you see the price point, you get mad, just go back to the B.o.P Gaming
We
and you understand it, we
Like-
explain it, and you understand why, and you get pissed just like us. Okay, Monster Rancher. You put it up there.
Yeah, because I'm actually pretty excited about it because this came out of nowhere. Was not expecting this at all because originally, because this year is the 25th anniversary of when the first Monster Rancher came out to Japan. So,
Monster Rancher was founded in Japan.
yeah, you remember
Okay.
Monster Rancher, right?
Yeah, I barely do. But yeah.
I remember playing both of them again, that's why I loved it. So they originally made like remakes of these games, but it was a Japan-only release. And it was the first one, which was released in 2019, and the second one, which was released in 2020.
Yeah.
It was Japan-only, and they were separate games. They just announced that this year, they're releasing Monster Rancher 1+2 DX for the Switch, Steam, and Apple devices.
Yep.
So they're going to be releasing those games, which is pretty much the games that they released in Japan, upgraded with a couple extra features, including more save slots, more free slots, more Monster Hall of Fame slots, memo features, high speed mode, so you'll be able to play it like faster because some of the things take time to do it,
Really?
so you have to like play it faster. Now they do plan also to rebalance the monsters, and now this is what I was worried about because one of the unique things about the Monster Rancher is with the games, they have like a little portal thing that if you put in a disc other than Monster Rancher, music discs, other games and stuff, a monster is created by that. It was a pretty cool feature. I loved it.
That's weird.
That you'd be able to put like music, you put like a Britney Spears CD in, and a monster would be created just from that, which is like real. I loved it. That was one of my favorite things about it. Now this is what I was worried about because with the Switch, they don't have disc drives.
Yeah.
like,
So how that's gonna
But
work?
they answered that. They are going to have a custom monster database of all like the different kind of CDs and songs, and then from there you'll be able to create creatures that way.
Oh.
So they'll have it, so you won't be losing any of the monsters or anything like that, which is pretty cool that they have that focus on that. So I was like, okay, that was what I was a little worried about. But yeah. It's going to be coming out December 9th of this year. And I'm actually pretty excited about it. I'm probably going to get this because it's going to relive my childhood again because I love those two games.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty cool. Like, it came out of nowhere because I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, this is just a Japanese only thing. But no, it's coming to America. I'm like, yes.
Yes, it's happening.
And of course, it's coming out Switch. Switch has those type of like niche little titles nowadays, which I love.
Yeah.
I love that the Switch has that.
Jeez, I'm trying to get this. You know what we're gonna do after this? We're gonna just invite at least 3 people. What I just did randomly was just so funny because I didn't know how. I thought I was just inviting them to just join into our live stream just to watch, but I didn't realize what I did. I invited them to kind of host it with. So I think when I put it on, I said, "Oh snap! Oh what's up?" Da, 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 da. Some rant. Obviously, somebody that follows us,
Yeah.
but of course they did it and they didn't think none of it, and so they shouted their own thing out, but they were vibing out and they shared it. So we're gonna do that right after, just because, just for community standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Monster Rancher's making moves.
Yeah,
Now let's see what's another one we have here. Let's talk about how kind of shady of the situation with Among Us when it comes to Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
I am bothered by it.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
No, well let me talk about it.
yeah,
Only
let you
because
talk about it, yeah. You
I
probably-
feel some type of
I
way
know you
about
feel
it.
some type of way.
Fortnite is supposed to be a metaverse where everything they just include different skins and whatnot.
Different kind of worlds like Marvel.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, like pretty much everything like gets into.
Yeah, they're metaverse. They
Music. Ariana
Yes.
Grande was on there recently.
they have pull, but to blatantly copy another person's concept of the game and not give them permission though.
Yeah, that was mess. And they didn't even try to hide it.
They did. I didn't play it.
I was
My
about to say,
kids didn't play it.
I didn't play it personally, but I seen gameplay of it, and they did not hide it.
They did not. And the developers of Among Us did state something, and they're not a fan.
Oh, they were pleased by
They
it.
feel some type of way.
Oh, they were not.
And you know
pleased
what?
by it.
I feel them on
They're
it.
a little company. They only have like 5 people working. 4 people working in that company, and that's it. And you're taking their. I mean, they said they're not taking their work, but we looked at it. It's literally called.
You done stripped their whole entire concept and put it into your $1 million bucket of money gameplay.
No, you mean billion
And you
dollars.
didn't billion. And you didn't even consult with them based on how they reacted,
It's
bro.
literally called
If you would have discussed with them, you would have
imposters.
had their actual avatars and playing in the game.
It was literally
Tim.
called imposters.
Tim, there's violation. It is violation.
It was bad. It's like when
Bad.
I saw that, it's like
Bad.
the rules are almost the same.
No, almost. They are the same. They are the same. You find out who the imposter is. In order for you to find out if you're the imposter, you're supposed to sabotage. The same concept of Among Us was implemented in Fortnite, and they got away with it because they're making money.
Well, because they're $1 billion thing, and everyone goes to them, and everyone plays their stuff. It's so scummy, and I hate that.
You know what it is?
They do like little
I
companies
feel-
like that.
I feel some type of way only because a party wants to sue, but you know how much money that costs to sue a big company like that?
They can't do it. They can afford the lawyers to do that. So
And
they have
even
to
if they
just
can,
grant it back.
they would more likely settle. So my thing is, if you're gonna, if that, obviously it happened, you're doing something right. Imitation is the form of flattery. That's the quote.
That is a quote, yeah.
But when you know a big company that makes billions are copying your idea, it's time for you guys, 4 or 5, and I hope you somehow Google us and find out and you hear this. I don't know how you're going to. I'm probably going to tag you guys after this. But so if you guys understand, which is an hour and 27 minutes, so an hour and 26 minutes, I'm going to tag you and tell you the time frame so you can understand where I'm coming from. What you need to do is take all your stress that you have from a 4 developer to a 5 developer, put all the stress to the side, make a better concept and push, make deals and push. Because you know why? If a $1 billion company like Fortnite is going to copy your concept, that means you're doing something correct, and you need that. That's your energy right there. You're like, oh, somebody hot is copying me? And let's continue from there.
You guys are a good company. You won awards. The game is fun. Like so much people were playing it. You're still doing DLC for it.
I will feel some type of way if somebody copied our swag and did it initially. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially when you're already established. So I already know that you don't even have ideas. You don't have any ideas. So you're looking around at what's hot, take it, take the idea, and craft it so you don't get sued.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of ish is that?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
A $1 billion company gets so much licenses, spends $200 million off 2 weeks of exclusives. And you're going to go with a small developer and take their idea and just bank on it?
It's just like, yeah, it's pretty.
Be humble. Be humble. If you know they're rocking, bring them in. Gaming in its developer circle, it's still a small segment of entertainment. Just because Jeff Keighley is doing all these yearly events doesn't mean that gaming is just like music in its genres. Gaming is still a niche market. So if you're a big wig like Epic and the way you swagging, Tim Sweeney, you going against Apple, you're doing your thing, you're looking at Google like they're shiesty, why would you go and take a small developer's idea, and then blend it to make it like your own. So all these people that don't even know what Among Us is see Fortnite, they play Fortnite, and then look at Among Us. Oh, that's the same as Fortnite. Violation. Where you know good and well it came from Among Us, and you stole it. Put them, get them on. Put them on. If it's not just their game blending into yours or acquiring them, get their avatars. If you're caught as an imposter, you become an Among Us avatar in the Fortnite game. Give them partnership. Dude, they're 4, and what you said, 5 developers. So I say 4, but you say 5.
Yeah,
So
I thought it was
4 or
5.
5 developers. They're struggling, man. And, they're probably living life, but, they go with the daily struggles. They're sitting in the house. They're just chilling. They don't want, they have so much popularity. They don't know how to handle it. They're going to run with it. They're going to do their thing. But, like, you stole their concept, bro? You're Fortnite.
You don't need to do that.
You don't need to do that. And that, unfortunately, is a very, very terrible look. Very terrible look. I think after this, I'm going to tag, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to tag Among Us 127. I'm going to explain it from then on so they can see it. Maybe, who knows, maybe share one. But I'm just saying, it just sucks, dude, to have somebody copy a swag, bro. Like, it's not even, it's blatant. I don't know. It hurts.
Yeah, I agree.
It's one thing if you have a GTA and Saints Row. It's one thing if you have Just Cause and, I don't know, some other game. Or Tomb Raider and Uncharted. That's one thing, okay?
Exactly.
But you're a metaverse. You're supposed to be a part of whatever grown and include other skins. They could be some John Cena's, they could be some Rocks, they could be a Banana Peel, they could be Aloy, they could be God of War, dancing like a chick. They could be any damn thing they want. But then you're going to include imposters and dress like them and then be that same playlist. You messed up for that Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I will tag Among Us and hopefully they'll, understand where we come from. I don't even care if they share it or promote it. But I feel them. Like, it sucks. And they're like, yo, that's kind of... I get it. They took it like, so we doing something right. I'm trying to say, take that.
They took it well for what it was.
They did. They took it well.
They kind of did some snide little comments that I was laughing.
Yeah.
Tweets,
Well, I mean,
tweets that I was laughing at.
imitation is a form of flattery. So they're gonna imitate me as Among Us. They're gonna imitate me. Then I know that I'm doing something right. So I need to go ahead and I'm gonna flex out. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do something that snatches so everybody else can copy. That's fine, and then build it from there. But don't be shiesty about it.
Yeah.
That's it. That sucks, dude. It sucks. But it's the nature of the business. Innovation builds competition.
Yeah.
Okay. Very briefly, I want to talk about it last week because it recently came out. Free Guy.
Oh yeah.
Free Guy came
let's
out.
talk about that, yeah.
And Free Guy, for those that understand or went to the movies and went ahead and go, what the hell is this? It literally was Ryan Reynolds, which is a hilarious, comical dude already. He plays Deadpool. Great. He played, he's on Instagram fooling off
Don't
and just
forget, he
chilling.
was Detective Pikachu.
And he was Detective Pikachu as well, voice actor. So he's in it. Free Guy is pretty much an NPC in a world of chaos. Reminded me of GTA, and just being in the world of a gaming world. And he's just an NPC. It did 51 million sales, I think, in a weekend or 1 week, which they're already calling for another sequel. So
Oh yeah.
again, I wanted to mention it because it is Ryan Reynolds, and it is Free Guy and gamer related. It is great. I, unfortunately, and I know I don't want to be disrespectful, I didn't watch the movie yet. We're going to. But it seems like a great, hilarious movie. And it relates to multiplayer NPCs and the like.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I just wanted to mention that because Ryan Reynolds needs to just do. He has been bouncing around with Deadpool and the MCU, and he's literally in the middle. Because Deadpool is technically a Sony. Isn't it a Sony property?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's MCU but in Sony. Just like Spider-Man. But Spider-Man gets more leeway with MCU.
Well, the thing is, with Deadpool, it's kind of hard to put it with Disney because they were.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So Deadpool's Sony, Spider-Man is Sony, But Spider-Man doesn't go rated R, so he can blend into
Spider-Man is
Disney.
PG-13.
Yes.
They can easily do that.
So Deadpool is a whole nother story.
Yeah, Disney can't market rated R movies. They can't do that.
So Ryan Reynolds, don't go PG-13. Go rated R.
Yeah,
If you
definitely
need it,
can't.
hey,
Yeah, you definitely can't do
hey,
PG-13.
if you need to go adult, it's fine. You got my cosign. Killer says that. Shut up, Outlandish. Just do it. No, but yeah. So that's all for the games. But shout out to Free Guy. That was great. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Very good for showing off the gaming world on a multiplayer basis and NPCs and like. It's pretty cool.
Activision?
Nope. Netflix
Oh,
and what I promoted and spoke and predicted for the last kind of a month ago of their niche way of coming up with games and their gameplay. And they started off with Stranger Things on the iOS. You can have a gameplay for Stranger Things, and I think Stranger Things 2, I guess it was a sequel
Yeah,
or whatnot.
but it's specifically in Poland
For now.
on Android only. Right now, I'm pretty sure this is a test market.
It's got to be, because they announced it for next year, but they're trying to see how well it will do.
Yeah, so this is most likely a test market.
But
And
again-
I'm pretty sure Poland's not that big, so they could focus on it and like
Yeah.
work on it. And they only sent on Android, so they only picked one of the phones. So
Yep.
they probably picked something that they could relatively look over it pretty easily. Without
See the
going too
demand,
crazy.
see the engagement, see the impressions.
Any issues, they could fix it, all that type of stuff, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But I was right. It was kind of not really hard to guess, but I was right. Go with the catalog and make games for it and promote it on the mobile.
Well,
and
yeah,
go from there.
Stranger Things is one of their flagship TV shows. So.
Absolutely. So, again, 30-second brief mention. Got to talk about that because, again, it is something that we predicted and understood. Let's talk about the one thing that you said that you didn't like, and that is a unique partnership with Puma and Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah.
And as you see there in the top right here, as you can see right here, it is one of the sneakers with a little keychain attached to one of the sneakers.
Yeah.
And Outlandish doesn't really like it that much,
I don't
man.
know. It's just
Why?
for me, like the color scheme I like. I like the color scheme a lot. For me, the way Puma sneakers look, especially the bottom of them, because I don't know if you noticed how the bottom looks. It kind of looks puffy.
When will you look or understand the bottom of the shoe? Outlandish, tell me.
No, it's just it looks very puffy, kind of like a cloud. It looks weird. That's what I like.
I mean, I get it.
I love the color
I get
scheme
it.
a lot. Like I have outfits that could match that color scheme easy. But I just do not like how it looks on the bottom of it. I just don't. So that's why I feel like it's like. But the cool thing is, there are having 3 different kind of shoes. So more is going to be announced later. And I'm hoping the other ones look a little better. But I'm pretty sure this more product is going to sell out quickly because, you know, Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
exclusive stuff, especially sneakers. Sneakerheads are very crazy people. I mean, I wouldn't say crazy people, but they're very dedicated people. They want their
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
They will wait.
They will get their shoes.
They will do what they gotta do to get the shoes. They might not even know what Animal Crossing is, but it's a shoe. It's exclusive.
And they will do it.
They want it. So
Yep.
I'm hoping at least some Animal Crossing fans will get their hands on it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I would have bought those shoes if they looked better. Because I don't
Yeah,
buy
like
things
what?
to look at it. I like to wear them too. And I honestly wouldn't wear that.
You wouldn't wear that?
I don't know. I just don't like how it looks.
You wouldn't wear that?
Color scheme I love. Like I said, the color scheme I freaking love. The tan with the little blue. I have a shirt that's literally tan and blue. That would work perfect with that. But it's just, for me, it's just the way it looks. I hate the way how the bottom looks. It just.
Oh, hell no. Damn, man. Oh, man. Cool. Yeah, man. Let's go. There you go. Cool. So you don't like the Animal Crossing? I mean, I like the partnership. I like the
I
partnership.
love the partnership. Partnership is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love when a game company partners with a shoe. But
Especially with Puma. Puma's
Puma's legit. It's a
it's a legit company. It's
they
not
have some
some.
nice shoes. They're just.
It's not a Reebok where Adidas sold off Reebok for like $2.1 billion. So, I get it and I respect it. That's fine. It's
Like
not.
I said-
It's not Air Jordans, but it's something.
Yeah, like I said, I love the thing, and I can't wait to see what their other shoes are gonna look like.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because luckily, it's gonna be a 3 set. So
Yes.
we'll see how the other 2 look.
Now let's see what I have here. Animal. We got this. What I do? Okay, I did both. Free guy. Boom. Oh man. What offers to? Oh, okay. So this one here, we're gonna talk about. Oh my God, dude. Damn, that's a big ass image. Okay, hold on. Let me get it real quick. So, image here.
Which one is this?
Epic. Actually, wait. I mean, it ties to Epic. Apple went ahead and settled a class action lawsuit to relax some app developer unique rules. That needs to be approved by the same judge that is overseeing the Epic versus Apple case.
So you know more about
This is
this.
the big deal.
Okay, so what is it? Explain.
So what happened, and I'm going to explain it the best, easiest way possible for those that listen to now and in the future, and whoever that's followed on the TikTok. No, that's you.
Okay.
That followed. I went ahead and sent the invite so they can check it out and see. So hopefully they're still there. Anywho, they relaxed rules for app developers so they could communicate with their customers, which it wasn't the case before in regards to subscriptions, memberships, and the like, to override the 30% cut that Apple offers. They just did it, but it needs to be approved by Yvonne Gonzalez, which is the judge that is appointed to the Epic versus Apple.
How's that thing going?
Everything was boom, but she needs to go through it and make the decision. And it takes months.
Yeah, it takes months, yeah.
Because of this, I personally feel Epic was going to win. And the reason why is because why would Apple settle a class action lawsuit during a litigation with another major company like Epic Games? Maybe they're doing this to appease the judge to make a relaxed call on the case itself. How passionate about this, I can't really explain on the mic. But I'm going to say to you, and I've rocked with iPhone from day one, and unfortunately, I will not go away with it because I don't know how a fragmented iOS will appease my work environment. So I'm stuck with the iPhone.
You're talking.
But I will say this. Because Apple reached a class action agreement, whereas 95% of the goal is to appease the judge, the same judge that's supposed to approve the class action lawsuit settlement is the same judge that's going to go with the Epic versus Apple. You don't think that's something that they're looking at, oh, maybe if we do this and the app developers go ahead and be keen about it, they can go about doing their business and maybe I'll be a lax lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time when I say Apple needs to lose. I was all for them with Apple versus Samsung. I was all Apple game.
Mm-hmm.
Apple
but
game.
But not right
I
now.
was all there because I seen the blatant copy and I seen it all.
Yeah.
And I vouched for it. But how Apple came about their business with Epic, whereas Epic violated that first, which is cool. But you could lightly slap in the wrist, don't do it again. But to go ham and get rid of the tools as well as them,
Exactly.
we still can't play Fortnite to this day on the iOS.
Yeah.
And developers are already screaming in the background like, yo, Apple is unfair. Spotify and music platforms like they're anti-competitive. Apple needs to lose this case. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tim Cook. With your catchy ass country accent. I'm sorry. y'all need to lose. This time, y'all need to lose. And Epic and Tim Sweeney, don't pull that petty ish again because it won't fly again. I'm just telling you. Don't do it. Don't go and violate and then go for a lawsuit. Don't do it because it probably won't work the next time around. The fact that Apple did this, because I know good and well if this lawsuit didn't happen, they will not agree to that class action lawsuit. Mm-hmm. They would have stuck to their guns, went through arbitration, and then call it a day.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. This is the deal where now it's going to be in the air for Judge Yvonne Gonzalez, to look at this class action lawsuit. If she approves it, then it's going to be totally different on how she's going to look at the Epic vs. Apple case. Mm-hmm. And I hope she doesn't look at it as different. I hope she sticks to her guns and makes her decision as need be. But if she denies this anti-competitive class action lawsuit and allows the lawsuit class action to move forward, that means Apple about to get served. And we all thought it was going to be Samsung. We all thought it was going to be a like competitor of mobile. And it's going to be a game developer. In the next 6 months, we probably, in my opinion, we are probably going to get a decision, and it's going to favor Epic, and Apple's going to change their ways. If Yvonne Gonzalez turns around and accepts this class action lawsuit, Apple will get fined, but not necessarily penalized. That's what I personally think. I think they're going to get a slap in the wrist versus the full frontal Apple stop with the bull-ish. That's my opinion. That's how I stand. That's how I view it.
Yeah, I get that.
You get it? You understand it?
Yeah, I get it.
Cool. What else do we have to talk about? Man, we kind of...
Activision has some new stuff happening.
Okay, talk about Activision, because I personally didn't see enough of news on Activision.
Oh, no, I did.
Okay, go ahead. What do you think? Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I did. So, let's see. Was there anything last week? I just want to double check and make sure.
Well, last week it was mainly with Activision. This week I don't think it was.
No, it was... Nope. It was, okay, so first off, they are looking into... the California is looking more into the treatment of temporary workers, not just the regular workers, the temporary workers too, on how they were treated and all that. So they're focusing on that this time. And they're also accusing the HR personnel of destroying documents.
Yep. You already know that happened because the HR was already in cahoots with the two others.
Do you know if they are destroying documents, do you know how illegal that is?
Do you know
Especially if they're doing an investigation, they have the rights to look at it. If they're destroying documents, that's illegal.
They already done it.
So they're going to get in trouble.
Yep. Fines, and fines.
I'm just letting you know that right now, because it's illegal to destroy documents in the middle of an investigation when they're still doing the investigation.
Yep. When you're required to get the actual documents to hand over.
And they have the right to require documents. So they're going to be in trouble right there, whenever that comes about. But they're in the process of doing that. And also, what was announced too is that they're going to change the character McCree name.
Oh yeah, because
so they
of the
finally got to change this because, of course, McCree was named after one of the developers who was let go because he was
all up in the ish with the damn lawsuit. And if you don't know the lawsuit, you better go ahead and look that up because it's disgusting and nasty. So they go ahead and rid of his name.
So now they finally decided that they're going to rename him, and now because of the renaming, there was a new arc that was going to be coming out in September.
Yep.
It's going to get delayed because they have to re-record and redo and rewrite all the names because they're
Good.
going to change the name.
Good.
They haven't said what the new name was going to be yet, and I
Yep.
love that they're changing it, but
Yep.
they
Good.
haven't decided what they're going to do yet. But they are going to change it, and also in WoW, there are also characters and references to McCree, Burman, and Lafrette, all who left and all were part of the thing. So they're going to change that also and get rid of any references to those names right
Yep.
there in that game too. And then they're also going to look into like real life situations on how to see if there's anything that's like has their names on it or anything like that. They're going to change that too.
You know what's crazy? They're depending on the public to understand and make it a leeway through their current changes, not really changing behind the scenes.
Exactly. No, they're just doing all the stuff that people could see. Like, look, we're
Because
doing
if
changes.
the more,
we're doing changes.
because
Do you see?
there's more public than it is employees. So if they're gonna tell the public, hey, look, we're gonna change this, that, we're gonna take these people and go put them away, and we're gonna rename this, and that, and then we're gonna do this, and that, and da 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 da, and these 3 or 4 individuals are gonna be gone. We're good.
And,
But nothing has changed in the inner core.
nothing. Like, that's why I'm still not forgiving you. You haven't done anything really. You only done some little superficial stuff. And some people I'm seeing are saying like, but they're doing it. They're trying to change. Like,
No, they're not. They ain't trying to change because they would have
No.
changed in the first place and started it when it happened in the first place. And the fact that the
Exactly.
HR department was the ones that heard it and threw it away to the side and called it a day. Nah,
and now they're
nah,
getting
nah,
accused
nah,
of
nah.
actually destroying documents.
And they get,
now?
yep.
Even though I can't say they actually did it yet, but let's be real. But I'm not gonna say they did because you know.
Nah,
alleged,
man, they done did
alleged,
it. They
but-
done did it. They done threw all that away.
That's the major situation, and they also mentioned that they're not going to be naming characters in games based off developers anymore. Because I guess they learned that lesson.
Yeah. With this situation, I guess they learned their lesson.
So they said, no, we're gonna make sure when we create characters, it's gonna be names that do not work in the company anymore.
Yeah.
Which I completely get. But yeah, so it seems like they're doing little bit of changes, but they're not
They're
doing the major
doing what the
changes.
public wants to see for the perception, the change, that they're doing a good job. But in fact, the toxic behavior is still being preserved in their actual workplace. But if they get rid of that lady that was hired, Willimer, I think
Yeah.
that name is, they get rid of her and put somebody else that's actually neutral, then we go from there.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And they
We hear all this change, but not her resignation.
And the funny thing is, they still
All the
saying
change
that,
and not her
Yeah,
resignation.
they say that they're doing the changes and all that. Like nothing is happening. They're just saying it just to save face, and it's not working. And that's why that whole Call of Duty trailer thing.
And that's
bothers
why they
me
don't have the
more,
name.
Because they don't have the name in there. It's like they're really trying because they have a major game of theirs coming out.
And what
they're trying to
sucks-
hide it.
And what sucks is I looked at it and said Call of Duty Vanguard, yeah. And I didn't care for the
Every
name at
other
all.
trailer of Call of Duty had Activision all over the place.
Activision, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Raven,
But no.
nothing.
not
Just
this
Sledgehammer
trailer.
Games. Call of Duty Vanguard. This is the game. But they didn't put Activision on it. Because they're going through it, man.
Exactly. They don't want people to get reminded. It's like, no, people like us.
And
they don't
yo,
want the
it's
other
crazy
people.
because
No.
that's exactly what we were just saying. They want the public to understand that they're making changes and they're changing the names of the Overwatch, and they're changing the names of World of Warcraft, and they're not going to put the name on the Call of Duty Activision because they don't want to stain the main popularity of
They
Activision
promise
with
that
Call of
they're
Duty.
changing, that blah, blah, blah.
But they're not.
They're
They're not changing anything inside because Wilmer's probably doing some subtle changes that have consistent loopholes that could do the same thing.
Exactly. They're doing it in ways that they can make themselves look good, but not really change much.
Yep. That's
And
it.
so that'd be like, we did a good thing. Forgive us now. Here's a new game.
Unfortunately, yep. And unfortunately, perception is everything.
For me, it won't get things like
You
because
could
I
look
see
at.
between
I'll give you one example. The wife knows more. It was located in one, I guess let's just say farm. Fairlife. Milk cartons. Fairlife. Whole milk. 2% milk. Fine. It's great. DHA. Omega-3. Great. For kids. And then one section, one little farm was misusing and beating the hell out of cows. Animal abuse. And I seen the videos. It was terrible. They pulled the Activision. It made changes of the marketing.
Of course
They made public statements about what they do, what's the health, and what's this.
Of course, because they have to protect themselves.
Yes, and then they fired the same exact individuals that did it. But they don't change the regulations.
No.
It still can be the same way,
Everything
and it's
is-
all about the person that they were kicking. They were freaking
Everything
Hulk
is-
Hogan leg dropping these damn
What
cows,
they're doing
poor
is
things.
They're changing things superficially. They're
Yes.
not changing things.
They're
like
changing it for the
inward.
perception of the public. So then when we go, aw, they done change. I want to sip my milk in a calm manner with my cookies and
They're having
cream.
some kind of cute commercial. or
And
something
there you
like
go,
that.
and then you
It's
still got
like-
the Hulk Hogan's leg dropping cows, DDTing them and putting them through tables and killing them. And we don't know about it because we're good now. The marketing looks better. They put a plus sign against the DHA sign. It's
Activision's
fine.
gonna do the same exact
Activision
thing.
is the same thing. They're saying, look, we took the names off of these developers, so we're not going to name any games from developers that did harassment and the like. We're going to go ahead and not put our main logo on a main Call of Duty game every single year because we're going to do that because public, I understand, you're sensitive. It's fine. But we'll still have the 16 guys going around the damn cubicles and groping at the chicks' legs going, gimme, 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 and sending pictures of new vaginas. You will find that. That's fine. That's fine.
It's like,
You won't need to know that. As long as Call of Duty does have Activision and we have games that are names that are not on Overwatch, it's perfectly fine. You can still play it and get your
Here's
load
Diablo.
out. And there's Diablo. Fine. Hey, guess what, guys? We'll make it free. We'll make it free. You go ahead and download it. Have fun.
This is for us for being sorry for everything.
Everything while harassment still concludes and continues. Not conclude, but continues
It's like,
with the little happy face.
it's like
Dude, like if you
that's like companies are just like that's why I can't say it because I love certain things about capitalism. Like I love shopping, I love spending money, I love making money and all that stuff. But capitalism sucks.
No, it's not even about capitalism sucks. Is could you have employees that could
It's like-
iron
it's
out
like
the
that.
baddies?
Capitalism sucks while you guys are on
You know what I'm saying? Like,
They
yeah.
suck. Okay,
So
they do.
But what I'm saying, capitalism doesn't suck. It's who you put in power that sucks. Bobby Kotick, whatever his name is, he is not overseeing a damn thing. He depends on other managers, which you're a boss, you're the CEO, you got other bosses delegated, but he is hiring those that are just despicable and letting things happen. You know what I'm saying? So if you just need a better hiring process.
But do you think that's actually going to happen? Because it doesn't seem like it is.
Very strict, but here's the thing: if it's very strict, then the games will be pushed out. Because to be honest with you, it's just okay. Males, females. You say segregation by race. I would like it. Okay. All right. Cool. Have a representative. This is it. You got billions of dollars. Could you put an additional job title to have a middleman oversee 10 developers at a time? If you got to go to one office, one floor, one representative, or 3 representatives, 2 females and a male, to oversee the development of that situation. Just like going to computer class in school. You go into computer class, you got to do your typing, and you got to do your essay, whatnot. But that one person's going to veer off looking at some titties. I'm looking at them a little bit. I'm going to go on a little Facebook. I'm going to go message my biddy. You're going to have that one representative on the left. You're going to have one representative on the right that's going to look and go, hey, you can't do that. Get out. You're kicked out. Couldn't they do the same thing with development?
I don't know.
For a big company, I'm not talking about like Among Us where there's only 4 people.
Well,
but like if you're Activision, you have Montreal, I don't know, Texas or Sweden. You got those developers. You don't think you can hire at least 3 or 5 individuals to oversee just harassment issues?
You would think so.
You would
but
think
they
so, but they
probably
don't.
Don't want to do that because of the
Because it
budget.
costs money. They make billions, bro.
But they can't because it's budget.
Budget
in
my
their
ass.
budget.
If Bobby can get incentives off of a loophole, he could take those incentives.
$155 freaking million.
He could take that bonus and employ 3 individuals for 3 years off that one bonus alone. So every bonus that he will receive could employ the same people for an additional 3 or 4 years.
It wouldn't even freaking take the whole bonus. It will take like not even like 1/10 of it.
You're right, because if you think about it, if their salary, if their game of development is just catching bad behavior at like, let's just say, because of this Activision, let's just say $50,000 a year.
Yeah,
That's
like,
$150,000. Wasn't Bobby's bonus
$155 million. $155 million.
$155 million?
Million.
So he could employ 5 minimum
and it
to
would be
each
that-
studio, and their only job is to catch harassment.
But they won't do that. They will never do that.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Capitalism doesn't suck. It's the policies put in place. Because capitalism is there, you're getting money and you're doing your thing and you're spreading it to others that can get more jobs. Fine. But when you have a job that doesn't have any oversight, that's you. Because you're the capitalist and you have a company, and you fail to do such oversight when you know you got millions, there is a poor excuse for that. I'm going to give you an example. Even though if it was a week and a half that I worked in Amazon, they had at least 2 representatives to oversee a certain section working at the Amazon warehouse to make sure you're not violating, stealing, or veering off your goal. Amazon can do it, right?
I know, like, when I was working at Walmart, they always had people, like, making
Yep.
sure we did our thing.
Yep. You had, dude, it goes down to, you have, what is it called, CSR? Or no, not CSR. There's a code name for Walmart. You have a front-end lead that watches 8 or 10 registers. It's something as basic as that. So if you have one representative watching 10 individuals at a Walmart to see if they're not stealing money, and if they're still stealing money, either you reprimand them or understand it, or get another person to oversee 4 and 4. Walmart's got dumb money. They could do that. And they do. They have rotating shifts of front-end leads. Every grocery store has a front-end lead to catch misconduct. Don't you think game developers, obviously with Activision and Riot Games, shouldn't they have 3 or 4
You would think.
maybe government officials or maybe human resources from another environment to oversee? They could sit there and be on their phones all day, play Genshin Impact, and then see a guy crawling under a cubicle. Boom! Write up, documented, submitted. These are things that are so easy,
But they don't want to do it.
but they don't do it.
They don't want to.
Not capitalism's fault. It's the actual company's fault. And that's how I see it, because you have money. You have money to do it. Safeguard your employees. Safeguard the humanity of employees. Safeguard your company to bring in the millions and billions. Right? What do you think?
I mean, you're not wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not wrong, right?
No, you're not.
It's obvious. It's literally obvious.
But they're just never going to do it, though. And that's what I hate. Because for some sick reason, I think they like getting away with it, or was getting away with it. Not anymore, obviously. But they like getting away with it. They didn't want someone watching them.
I think the studios like getting away with it. The CEO was so chill because he's been in the company for how many years?
I think
20 plus years.
yeah, I know he's been with.
He brought it up since 1990 something with Atari. It was, if you look at, I watched the little subscription you referred me to.
Yeah.
I've watched it,
Yeah,
so I
he's
kind of
been-
have an idea.
Yeah. He's
So-
been for a while, yeah.
So he's been there. He's been the king of raising Activision to where it needs to be now because he understood it. But it's human nature. You're so relaxed. You just think it's just something that's all right. If there's an issue, just make sure you hire this. He did this. But you don't know these individuals. I think he needs to get his head slapped by his wife, maybe 50 other women, slap his head, and go, get up, do something. Because if you're just going to resign and leave, you're a shill. But if you get slapped 50 times and do something about it, do something about it. And I don't think he has the energy to do something
I
about it.
don't think so.
That's where I'm
where
at.
he needs to go because
He needs
I
to
don't
go.
think he does have the energy. To
Yeah,
do it.
I think he's been in it for 20 plus years.
No.
If he steps down and gives it up to somebody else, fine.
If he would and can get away with it, he would just keep it the way it was and never
Yeah.
change anything.
Yeah, because you know why? He's so comfortable, he doesn't even need to do it. He's getting in the
The only
millions,
reason why he's
and
saying all these
chilling.
things now is because everything's coming to light right now.
Yep. Yep.
That's all. If none of this was said anything, if everything kept quiet, he would have been the same exact shit. The same exact shit.
And you're right, because he's so chill. It's supposed to come to him. He doesn't need to go to it.
It's so bad. That's why there's really no saving because we already know we pretty much know he just gave up. It's like there's no hope.
Yeah,
There's not.
me personally, I feel like he's slowly going to that point. I feel like he still has something that he could come out of. I don't know. Because these
Where is it gonna
layoffs,
come out right
these
now?
layoffs and these firings doesn't come out of nowhere. So I'm thinking
So I mean, those things are good and all that, but still, not a lot of things is not.
but
fully
he's not
changed.
again because he's not invested to the internals. He's just looking at how to save face and keep it as normal because he doesn't want to deal with it because he's chilling.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to deal with it. He's like, yo, look, all right, fire this. I don't care about the family. Just fire that, fix it up, do it. I just want to chill. I just want to be on call every quarter to talk about our sales. That's all I care about. But
get
because
my
he's
bonus,
being
that's all.
pushed to the corner, he's being shoved, he's being pushed, like. He's like, nah. I'm just gonna, if I'm gonna be like this, I'm just gonna leave.
And I wouldn't be shocked if he does.
Good. If he leaves, good. But yeah. Oh, if you're looking for your phone, it's right here.
I was looking for kids.
Yeah. But so that's in a nutshell what Activision is dealing with right now. Because not only that California's reached out to Riot Games to compel and to talk, Riot Games is probably gonna be looking at an investigation as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And we're gonna
don't
see
forget,
if Bobby
there's
survives
and
another
there's
year.
other companies too that are dealing with it. Ubisoft is starting to deal with their stuff right now.
Because
too.
they coincide with Ubisoft and Activision. They're
Yeah.
blending in their
'Cause I know
little protests.
Singapore is having big issues right now.
Yep.
Ubisoft in Singapore, they're having big issues
Yep.
right now. And they're the ones doing the Skull and Bones thing that kept getting delayed constantly.
Yep.
And I know they're dealing with sexual harassment shit too.
Yeah.
So
So
it sucks. It just sucks.
it sucks, but we need a John Ledger of T-Mobile to come in. Man, if John could come into Activision, wouldn't that be something, huh?
Will you be able to handle all this and fix all that shit?
He transitioned. There has been no complaint with T-Mobile and their violations when he first came on. It was all innovation on the customer front, and customers and employees were excited to work for the company with no harassment of a main scale like Activision was. The only problem is they need to build the infrastructure for them getting hacked.
Yeah.
But if John Ledger can come into the game at Activision and change up and make it a customer-friendly, developer-friendly, and do what we say, hire 3 to 5 individuals to oversee the development offices, maybe there could be a change. But it just sucks, man. It sucks, and that's the nature of the business, man. It shouldn't be the nature of the business. It shouldn't have. It should not be. I think that's all we have, man.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
I think we're jam packed for this week. It's more of rant and more of a
Yeah, we definitely got ranty this
emotion.
one.
Yeah.
We definitely
From
did
the
get
Halo
ranty.
Infinite to the stripped version of Halo Infinite to Horizon being delayed to their
Xbox situation, the whole exclusives, each system having exclusives.
yeah,
stuff
and then
like
now
that.
Activision and their
Oh,
issues. And
Activision.
will they be changing? I don't think so.
No.
But yeah, man, check us out again. Sorry for the delay, of course, but TikTok hopefully should work. I'm not gonna lie because we submitted it. We don't know when they're gonna talk about it. Whatever.
We meet the criteria, so.
We do meet the criteria. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna after we conclude this podcast, we're gonna go on TikTok for about like 10 minutes. Just invite people to just speak on promotion and what we do, because I literally invited somebody recently during the podcast. They shouted out their thing. If you probably heard it, that's cool. But like we did it, and we didn't know. I didn't know about it. Oh snap! I just invited somebody. I thought I was supposed to invite somebody to check us out. I didn't think I was gonna invite somebody that's gonna be a host, and whatnot. So we're gonna probably do one or two of those after this concludes, which is gonna probably it's like 5 minutes. It is what it is. But again. Follow, subscribe, comment on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok. We're going to upload our TikToks on a daily basis. Last week was kind of a blunder. We didn't really put out that much.
It was a little bit,
I had some creators blog, writers block, but, but we'll continue that. But again, follow us every week now for the fall and winter season. We'll be on Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. So we all know and understand when we're going to be live. So,
Exactly.
Killer Whisk, we're out. B.o.P Gaming episode 25 next week, Saturday, 7:30